Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for your patience. I was just getting some things organized and the like. I hope you're having a wonderful as a Monday can be. We are back with Soldiers of Fortune, your favorite Pathfinder Second Edition game, until Covet Syndicate comes out, in which case we'll be competing. But I'm in both, so I'm biased. But I run this one, so I'm even more biased. So let's see here. I would like for my players to give me a recap of what happened last session. Do I have to pick, or are you guys going to go ahead and just...
We can roll.
If you want to roll for it, I do not care.
I will not, because my brain is too spongy for me to recall anything immediately. So
I'm
you
gonna
guys
also
go
opt into
first.
that. I'm gonna opt into that as well.
Dylan,
Going low or high?
Dylan, here, you can give Omni flat foot as much as you want, but I'm not gonna have it do anything because he has like 8 stacked up at this point, and I cannot keep up with that. Therefore, I'm gonna give Omni a little bit of slack and not have him take like several penalties to flat foot.
Thank you. I appreciate actually being able to be
I
party tank
increased
for more
the
than 5 minutes.
price of Flatfoot by 5 times, and you dirty little bastard, you still spent points on it. Dirty little man. I say little, you're my height. Fucking.
Dirty peer.
Oh, thank you, honey. 9 months. Oh my god, we have a sub baby. That's the only baby I ever want to have.
Oh yeah.
Well, I have some fluffy little cat babies.
That's fine. That's an exception.
Mwah.
God, I wish. Sorry, I was just looking at this art that Elise gave me for the session. Elise, I really wish you did more nasty, ugly-looking motherfuckers, because you have such a way of like making the ugliest, nastiest-looking people just look so satisfying. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait for folks to see this. I like painting nasty, ugly-looking people too. It's fun. Dubious little creatures.
I like drawing pretty ladies. Okay.
I also like it when you draw very ugly, weird, creepy, nasty, evil people.
Yeah, I mean, those are my 2 extremes: very pretty ladies or very ugly men. That's all I got.
I'm one of those 2 things.
Nick, stop.
Let's see here. Okay. Anyway, session
First
recap.
one, you're beautiful.
No.
I guess it's on me since I rolled higher than Natalie, and the boys don't want to go.
I didn't check and see the rolls.
Yeah, I got a 4.
Wait,
She
come
got
on,
16.
Recap the session.
Gentlemen, would you like to roll, or what did you want to do?
All right, I'll roll.
That's what I thought.
As long as you don't get higher than 16, you don't have to go first.
I literally will not. I'm telling you, my brain actually might as well not be in my head.
Do it.
Do
I
it.
wanna know.
Do it.
All right, fine. I'll
Nat
roll.
20. Nat 20. Nat 20. Nat 20.
Roll a 1.
Oh, he's high.
Oh, it's almost in that 20.
See, this is why I don't roll dice unless I
What was
want it to
it?
happen.
It was a 14. It like spun around and landed
okay.
on 14.
If that happened, I would be like, and I get no hero point. Next person is how that turn would go. It would literally be me. Fuck me, and now who's the next?
Fuck you! It's so good. Okay.
Okay, so we did a downtime session last time, and everybody did their own thing. So guess what? Y'all gotta remember what you did. Sucks to be you. So you don't get any help anyway. Actually, Omni gets a little bit of a freebie because we shared downtime.
Yes.
So I'll cover my own downtime. Basically, what happened was Evelyn and a little henchman and Ricardio started working on cleaning up and I hear Nick snickering.
Gets me every time.
I didn't see the face that Omni made.
It's great.
Went about cleaning up the abandoned train assembly factory that we got our hands on, and sort of doing all the menial nitty gritty stuff of pricing out repairs, demolition, all that kind of stuff. I got to use my milling lore for the only time in the entire campaign.
The poor mill lore.
And
yes, you did.
While we were getting everything together, we made a new friend, and she was this enormous trot lady named Dren, who was part of the Zvishny family, came to help us get everything together.
Big lady.
And Renato found his love interest for the campaign.
Y'all so certain, and it sort of worries me.
No, I'm convinced. There was a literal awooga sound effect.
Yeah, there was a train in the background of your microphone. This is
okay, that's fair. If the Vermonter says it's going to happen, it might well happen.
The universe is steering this character in a direction on me.
There's only so much you can do.
I'm just kidding.
That's the power of love.
Sorry, go ahead.
And that's where I was gonna let you pick it up, because
that's fair. So I do remember that we more or less this character had been sent by the people that Evelyn worked with to sort of not quite reinforce us, but assist us in setting ourselves up, as well as offer a little bit of assistance generally. I can at least give you details on this character. This is probably the extent of my ability to recall the session, so pardon me for that. But I do remember that they actually have like a literal cannon, like basically a hand cannon. And it's actually kind of fucking impressive how well like built this thing is. And so clearly this character is well equipped and quite practiced, is actually, I think they're as big as Renato, if not a little bigger, like a hair bigger. They're pretty huge.
They're large.
Not a hair bigger, like 2 feet bigger.
Like, oh, that's right. Yeah, actually,
they got like a foot on you or so. Yeah,
they're really like different. Freakishly huge, but this is a non-human, so they can get even bigger. And they are actually quite willing to assist us in rebuilding the place. So they spent a great deal of time helping us repair the place. Before, at the end of the session, it became abundantly clear we actually needed like help in a fight. But I'll let everyone else get us up to speed on that. And that is my contribution. Is big, she's not like this or this. We're talking about this, and that's all I can really offer. Yeah, because again, Omni Sponge Brain. That's okay.
Me. I made a little buddy. His name is Yernan. He's my alchemical apprentice. I met him selling trinkets and some tinctures and some stuff that actually works. He knows a bit about alchemy, but he needs somebody like me to help give him some direction with his life, so he's not just selling snake oil for all of his days, and he can actually, learn how to become a master of alchemy and improve his life and improve the lives of those around him. At least that's Flamel's mindset. It's like, oh, I have been gifted with the knowledge of alchemy, and it is my responsibility as a person of the world when I see the potential in somebody else, but lacking in direction, to take them under my wing and give them the tools they need to go on and be successful. Oh shit, I put that part of myself in this character and I didn't realize it. Okay, cool, moving on.
Character blade, right. We love to see it.
When the mirror slowly rises from the ground and you realize it's reflecting you.
He is helping me out with my shop. He's watching the day-to-day operations, as well as he also has a shrewd mind of business, for business, and he is running the books and also, keeping everything on the up and up while I am out doing guild rat stuff with my friends.
Oh yeah, guild rat.
And that's it.
Right on. Oh yeah, hero points, by the way, for the recap.
Okay, I guess that's me now.
Yes, it is.
So Kaya went to go check out her new digs, the house in town, or townhouse that her friend gave her. I always forget his name, but the old guy.
Oh,
That's probably how she thinks of him in her mind.
Old
That one
man.
old guy. So she went there and found that he was also there. So she went and talked to him. We had some fish soup. He offered her a job to go kill this dwarf because he wants to take her under his wing. And now she's kind of like his apprentice slash person who goes and kills for him. And
Hell yeah.
that is exactly what I went to do after first stopping by Flamel's new shop to get some poison. The poison for the dwarf. The poison
Dwarf
makes
poison.
The poison specifically chosen to kill the dwarf. The dwarf poison.
that poison.
Yeah, the what is it called? Hiernan poison. Hiernan poison.
I think so.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
So Kaya, expertly disguised as an elderly dwarf. You know, she's way hunched over because she's too tall to be a dwarf, so she's really down there. And she went up to the dwarf that she's trying to off, and she was like, "Oh, hey, aren't you so-and-so's son? Oh, I remember him from back in the day." And he's totally buying it. He's not suspicious at all. And he very much wants to drink the beer that I'm offering him.
Uncomfortably talking about how you had a love affair with his grandfather when you were both young dwarves.
That was you guys.
On days gone past, we used to tie our beards together and run around the tree.
We'd always knock our heads because we couldn't understand.
And then we'd really knock our
You're
heads,
just
if you know what I'm saying.
Damn it.
If you're preaching what I'm screeching.
And you guys are setting Omni up with this hot, muscular woman, and I get this old dwarf man.
It's called grounding, Natalie. It's called grounding.
What is he gonna do when he finds out
Yeah,
that I'm neither a dwarf nor a man?
Manage your expectations, Natalie.
Oh
my god.
That's as far as we got. We had to stop there.
Yeah,
so.
we left off on that cliffhanger.
That wonderful cliffhanger.
Will I end up with the old dwarf? Will I kill his son? Find out in this episode.
Yeah, Natalie just spends an entire campaign arc just like getting caught in a web of lies and pretending to be this old dwarf.
Maybe going to their Thanksgivings or whatever the equivalent of that is. In
Oh,
Dwarf Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, doing laundry and taxes with them.
Well,
Yes, the
I'm gonna have
Olish
to
feast.
I'm gonna have to go to this guy's funeral now. I'm gonna kill him, and then I'm gonna have to go to his funeral.
Tragedy.
I don't think you want to go to that
That's like-
funeral.
It's like the mistress showing up at the rich man's funeral.
Basically.
Oh, the imagery, just the idea of that's really funny to me. All right, very good. Give yourself a hero point. Oh boy, I think we should just kind of pick up where we were with Natalie because
Absolutely. I want to watch this.
Let's get it out of the way.
Oh boy, here we go again.
I intend to be serious in my downtime. It just never ends up that way.
It really doesn't. Somehow you always find a way to make me laugh so hard I cry.
It's your curse. It's the curse of being funny.
Oh man,
I'm not mad at it.
it must be hard being that funny. So I believe we left off. Let me see if I can't find a more appropriate track here. Okay. I believe where we left off was like you were just sort of getting yourself into a tangle about knowing about his grandfather, who you claimed was super into pottery.
Well, I didn't know dwarfs in this setting weren't into mining, so I had to improvise.
Natalie, that's racist.
I'm sorry, I've watched too much Lord of the Rings.
Not enough Dragon Age.
Not
Not
much
enough.
better in Dragon Age if we be real about it.
I was gonna say Witcher is still with the tropes of dwarves still value like craftsmanship. That's something that's like passed down, but digging themselves into holes and like having massive underground labyrinth like cities, yeah, that's not a thing.
Skyrim, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. How dare I think that
At
dwarves like
least.
mining?
Natalie, actually,
time.
where are the dwarves in Skyrim? Because I bet you don't know that
The dwarves are actually considered elf.
Let me just save you all time. I've literally never encountered a version of dwarves that isn't at least horribly stereotypical.
The dwemer and the
Alter
and the dumber and mer. The dwarves are not actually dwarves; they are elf.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh my
Why
god.
don't fucking talk about dwarves and elves in the Tanria. Go on.
That is very weird about the Elder Scrolls lore, though, that the dwarves are actually just elves. Figure that one
Everything that's not a human is an elf or a beast race.
Man, mer, beast.
Yeah, that's how Elder Scrolls is. But they have
I love
cats that
Elder
are
Scrolls.
sentient.
Aren't
Like
you
house
just, like-
cats.
Yeah, they're different types of.
I don't remember what they're called. Something
Yeah.
rot.
Yep.
R-A-H-T. Anyway, nothing to do. This is what happens when you take a whole group full of people that have ADHD.
Yep, 1,000,000,000% right there.
Anyway.
A couple dashes of autism.
Yeah.
Would you like to make a society check to see what dwarves are actually into?
Yes, that would probably be helpful.
If you roll poorly, I hope you know what I'm going to say.
Mining.
No.
Oh god.
They're really into pottery.
As I suspected. And that is exactly how I put it.
Oh dear God.
So this fellow that you were sent to exterminate, as it were. Let me pull up my notes here. Hedley Grashlin is a fellow with his skin is pale, but it's sort of burnt and twisted by the sun. Well, not like sun burnt, but just sun weathered. He's got a short but like pretty thick black beard and long greasy black hair that's sort of like slicked back and tied up with some sort of twine, probably guts. And he just sort of like leans forward on his big hairy arms that are blue collar guy. Pottery.
Well, he didn't like to talk about it much. But yes.
Pottery.
Indeed. He made me a very nice mug one time.
You want to make a deceive check for me?
Hope to God it's better than my.
It says number 1 real dwarf on it.
Oh my god.
I mean, it could be worse.
Could also be better.
If you have a hero point, like
You should, everybody has 2.
Ooh,
I have
Yeah.
3.
I have 3.
Yeah, I have 3. I
Y'all are
actually haven't
hoarding.
used any.
I just have not been rolling badly when
well, I
it's
always
mattered, luckily.
keep 1 just in case of emergencies.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess now's the time to go ahead and.
Oh god!
No.
Oh, is it a 2? I thought it was a 12.
No, it's a 2.
Alright.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, maybe he's dumb.
All right. Like you see the other like these are Olish dwarves. You can tell, but they have more like paler skin and darker hair and stuff like that. Definitely like folks that come from a hardy cold place. You've seen Salish. Salish have like a variety of skin colors, anywhere from like gray to brown to like sort of umber colors, even copper and bronze. And the Olish have they're very pallid for the most part. They're not built to deal with heat. Neither is that cat, apparently.
I figured figured that was Omni getting his one thing that he knocked over per session.
No, I've actually been very careful to clear
He's been
my
good
space.
lately.
Not
He's
yet.
been
Yeah.
well. Knock on
Now,
wood.
granted, now that we've all said it, we're setting it up for me to knock for something big.
So all of these dwarves that they look similar to him. They could be cousins, they could be distant relatives, brothers, sister. You don't know. They're just kind of like, you can tell that they're snickering and like laughing, like, oh, this is just funny at this point. And your Mark, he just turns and looks at you again. And what is this mug?
Oh, well, don't carry it on me. It's at home on my mantle.
Well, if you were a true Olish, you'd always carry a mug with you.
It's not my main mug. I mean, I liked your grandfather all right, but he wasn't exactly my best friend. I tried so hard not to laugh.
How do you think I feel? I'm running the game right now. I'm a giggly motherfucker. I laugh at everything.
Not last time I've seen something go this sideways, the guy literally pulled out his knife mid-conversation and made an attack anyway.
He seems entertained, but at the most part. So, Headley looks at you. Not your main mug. Do you have spares that you just keep on you?
Well, I've grown quite clumsy in my old age.
I can see that.
I knock over someone else's beer.
I've gotten quite clumsy, purposely reaches over and just knocks him.
I just love the image of just your character being like, I've gotten quite clumsy in my old age. Whack. Like, intentionally doing it in front of him.
Holy fuck, if I knew how to animate, you know that would be... I've gotten quite clumsy in my old age.
Are you not entertained?
I'm fucking crying.
God damn.
Me too, Kitty.
Even the cat.
Me too. Oh my god.
Oh, God damn.
The first thing that came to mind was my fucking mug.
My fucking mug. That's never gonna be fun. I love that.
Oh shit.
This dwarf who's a younger looking fellow, he like reaches over and he like fumbles with it to like pick it up and sit it upright. You're spilling the bloody drink everywhere. Don't worry, he's just a bit clumsy in his old age.
Yes. Can't you see how old I am?
I don't know how old you are. Hard to tell. You know, you're actually supposed to count the hairs in your beard, and you'd know how old you are.
I can't count. Not anymore.
I thought you were gonna say not since the accident. I was gonna lose.
I was really hoping.
Alright, not since the accident.
So Shar attacked.
All right, you know, he'd look at all of his the people that were hanging out with him, and they'd be laughing. All right. What do you want, Paul?
Oh, I just wanted to buy you a drink.
You can stop doing the old geezer voice. You're not even doing the accent correctly.
Is this my accent?
Oh, aye.
I'm just very old.
Right. And my sister is an Ibtroth. Now, what you want? You're kind of... I'll give you one thing. You tried. But... And you entertain my boys. So, what is it you want?
Okay, to tell you the truth, I'm here because I'm going to enter a drinking contest soon, but I'm not very good at it, so I want to go against a dwarf. And you look about my size and stature roughly. So I thought that I could have a drinking contest with you. But I didn't think you'd do it if I wasn't a dwarf.
Still hunched over with the fake beard and the cape.
You want to make a deception check?
Actually, pretty clever.
Please. Nope. Not clever enough for the dice.
I was gonna say you have two more hero points. I'm just saying the DC is not that high. You're just not rolling very well.
Oh my
Okay, that's better.
god!
That is better.
Okay.
I cannot roll above like a 7 tonight.
That's
critting like mad later tonight for sure.
It makes it funnier, to be quite honest. it makes for an
Failing
entertaining role
forward.
play.
Interesting
Failing
things
forward.
don't happen when you succeed on all your checks. Just saying.
True.
So
How many
didn't-
lies do I have to tell this dwarf?
a drinking contest is what you want. So let me get this straight. You dress up as an Olish. Which I'm giving you the benefit that you know the difference between an Olish and a Salish.
I do. I realize that it's probably not in my best interest to be dressing as someone I'm not. I do read the newspaper. I am quite current with things.
Right. But that costume you're wearing, you look more like an old geezer from Doversland. As you can see, we all wear collared shirts, suspenders, pants, like regular people. We don't wear dwarf clothing.
I trusted that tailor. He lied to me.
Was he Olish?
Honestly, out of character, I have no idea where I got my disguise. I just have a disguise kit.
Yeah, well, you have a disguise kit, so you did it yourself.
Oh no.
Which doesn't help.
You can honestly say no.
Yep.
No. No. They were not.
That cuts on. What's
that
up?
was my first mistake.
So, and furthermore, it's a bit stereotypical to come to a dwarf at a drinking contest, but I do appreciate it because that's a positive stereotype.
Well, I am just all kinds of fumbling tonight.
Oh, especially with Doherty's drink yonder.
Yes, that was a poor choice. But I had you fooled for a moment there, you gotta admit.
Oh, not for a second. No, let's have a drink. Do you actually have a mug that you keep with you from my grandfather, you were saying?
I wish. I'm sure he's a wonderful fellow.
What's the Ormac was his name.
Beautiful.
He liked chewing on rocks.
So no pottery.
No pottery, I'm afraid.
It's worth a shot.
He was a tanner.
That was gonna be my 5th guess.
At least you're honest. Have a seat. Let's drink.
You from your mug, me from mine.
God damn it.
He'd look at your mug and he'd take one of his big, meaty paws and he'd like spin it and he's like looking at it. I'm trying to see whether it says number 1 dwarf on it. And all the people around him are laughing.
Only in my mind, alas.
I don't know why a poor would ever want to be a Salish or an Olish.
I don't really want to be anything, honestly. Who needs labels?
I can respect that.
I just want to be rich and powerful, and I will accomplish that by winning this beer contest.
I don't know how, but I
Well,
wish
the
you luck.
person I'll be going against later is quite wealthy, but they're a good drinker, so we better get started so I can get all the practice in I can.
All right. Aye, barmaid. Come yonder, would you? And this dwarven woman would come over. Get a flight for each of us, would you?
What,
And
you think we'll need that many?
if you want to outdrink a dwarf, gonna need a lot.
Okay.
It's already felt like sit back in his chair, like this isn't happening. Like you're not gonna beat me, but I'll give you a fair shot.
Guy is just like, I did not anticipate trying to pound all these beers and getting out of here before he starts choking and dying on the floor. All right. How could this get any worse? I mean, let's go for it.
What could go wrong?
Who could possibly go? Today's gender is meaty paws. I agree, John. Okay. Well, you want to make a con check for me? Save, rather. We are resisting poison here. Poison. Alcohol is poison.
Ooh,
It's just poison for fun.
Fun poison.
Fun poison.
Just don't take
Good
the
heavens.
dose.
How do I roll the saves again?
It's a fortitude save.
Yeah, it'll say fort. You'll probably have an easier time finding that.
Yeah, it's on the left-hand side.
Okay, at least that's better than the other ones I've had tonight.
Okay, you get through the first few drinks pretty well. The problem with this specific type of ale that they're serving is it isn't the stuff that you're used to being watered down because of the war and rationing and stuff like that. This stuff is thick. It like sticks with you. So it's like drinking a loaf of bread.
Oh, I've had that kind of beer
You
before.
guys are drinking Guinness. I'm used to Miller Lite.
Yeah, they're drinking the heavy stuff. Like you can taste the barley and the hops. Like it's good beer. Like you're not drinking that swill that you're used to. The sailors and other blue collar people drinking.
Well, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. So, looking especially queasy, I quickly stand up like I'm about to barf, and I say, "You win!" Throw a few coins on the table and run out. Not out of the establishment, but somewhere where I can hide and watch him.
Did you spike his drink at any point?
What was the first drink I gave him? I'd already pre-spiked it. That's why
That's right. Yeah, you brought him the drink.
Has he been drinking the poison drink this whole time?
I imagine he's probably pounding beer after beer, so it might have only been like 5 minutes. I don't know how long the poison takes to kick in.
What's the save DC on that poison?
1 second. I will get that pulled up for you. It's being slow. Why is it being slow? It's my computer. You can do. Why is it being so fucking slow?
Why are you being?
I just have to close my character sheet and reopen it. 19.
Ouch.
Yeah, the crazy is you sort of like run off and like pretend to get sick. That he's been nursing that drink the entire time that you've been like talking.
You haven't finished it.
He's working on it. I'm gonna make another roll
He's
here.
Still actively drinking it as I'm watching.
Yeah, and you spiked it well enough to where it's gonna, you know. You gonna make a stealth check, kind of like actually hide.
I am pretty tall compared to them.
It's gonna be a bit more difficult, but
I was just under the table, shushing the other dwarves, like, shh, shh, it's fine.
I'll probably just go and sit at some other table, and they're like, "Who are you?" Shh.
I'm an old dwarf.
I know your grandfather.
Natalie, you rolled deception there, not stealth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
there you go.
No, she's trying to hide as the old dwarf again.
No, back to the dwarf disguise.
Mhm.
You hide. You sort of get behind one of the pillars that isn't particularly illuminated by any of the like oil lamps in the tavern, and you're watching him. And a few seconds pass, a minute passes, a few minutes pass. He's finished the pint, and he's like going to get another one. Does anything happen on a failure
Yeah.
or success?
So,
Rather.
on a success.
Yes.
Stage 1. So they keep going. Maximum duration 4 rounds. So it just doesn't progress to the next stage. It lasts for as long as it lasts. It's just how much damage they're going to be taking.
Okay. Let me read that specifically just to see. Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure. Unless you can just negate poison effects. But I don't think you can do that in Pathfinder. I don't know, though. I could be mistaken.
I'm just looking real quick. I want to look and see what this does exactly. How to deal with the poison. I'm wondering what it did on a success. If it does nothing on a success, then, like, you know, maximum duration 4 rounds. Okay, so I'll make one more save then.
I think it just doesn't progress to the next stage.
Yeah.
If you succeed, is what it is.
So I'll make one more. No.
Okay.
You did try to poison a dwarf. He's just sort of sitting there knocking back pint after pint, and he's actually moved on to your flight that he ordered for you before you ran off.
All right. Well, we're doing this the old-fashioned way then. Wait for him to leave and shank him in an alleyway.
Can't beat the classics.
All right.
I'm gonna go get in another disguise while he finishes his drinks.
Your disguise is another dwarf that has a slightly less bad posture.
Not quite so old this time.
Okay. Let's see what. Okay. So, let's come back to you because that's going to be an ordeal.
I thought the poison was gonna kill him, but oh well.
That's a fair assumption, but this is a dwarf we're talking about, and I also just rolled well, so okay. Downtime next. Also, I mean, I think Elise is the only downtime, or not Elise. Natalie's is the only downtime we haven't like completely resolved. So
yeah,
because she's.
So okay, I guess we have to resolve yours first.
I'll try and make it.
No, you're fine. It's just really funny how this is like
we are entertained. By all means, continue.
I'm listening to this while playing with the kittens, so I'm having a very good time right now.
Wonderful. Well, okay, hiding out in an alleyway, right? I'm gonna make a stealth check for that. Represent the DC that need to be beat.
Oh god damn.
I'm not really trying to hide because I'm gonna try and lure him into the alley.
Okay, fair enough. He's sort of like it's really late at night at this point, and he's like you see him like walking out. And he's not really by himself. He's got a few people like kind of straggling alongside him, but they're also like piss drunk. He seems he seems pretty inebriated at this point himself. So you've been hiding here for quite a few hours, very patiently.
I'll wait for him to pass by the alley, and I go, "Hey, psst, you want to buy some mugs?"
He turns his head, and his jaw seems to like lag behind a little bit.
I got some real nice mugs. Come check them out.
What are you talking about? I should kick your ass. He like roll up his sleeves, even though they're already rolled up, and he like crack his knuckles.
Slowly back up into the alley. Oh no, don't do that. You'll take all my gold. I mean, I don't have any gold. I have nothing of value that you would take from me if you kick my ass.
You see a couple of the dwarves that are with him. They sort of like gang up on each other. No, I'm gonna kick that off. I'm mocking
no,
me.
you guys, you don't need to be involved in this. This is between me and him.
Oh
shit.
Oh, Natisha, Jesus! Thank you for the 5 gift subs. Oh my God!
Oh wow.
Thank you.
Hell yeah!
Right on. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh my God.
Oh shit, yeah, dude. Thank you.
Much love. Shout out to Natisha and the Shady Sale.
Hell yeah.
Find those paths. We are, Natisha. We are.
We finding them. We finding them.
Me. Shady. I'm trying to fucking pull up your. Here. There you go. Twitter. Go here, people. Please follow Natisha if you haven't already. Okay. So he's coming down the alleyway. This group of dwarves, this posse of dwarves, are sort of like standing around laughing as he's making his way towards you. Headley is, like I said, fist up, like pugilist stance, like head back.
Is this alley a dead end?
No, it leads to other parts of the city. It's just a very narrow alley, like most of the alleys are in the Warrens.
Okay. I'll just pretend. Oh no! Oh, don't come get me! I say as I do the thing where a dagger slips out of my sleeve into the palm of my hand.
You want to roll? You want to roll initiative for me?
What could go wrong?
Nothing at all.
It's not letting me roll for some reason.
Perception. Oh, it's because we're not in an active encounter. Just roll a perception check for me. It's like a regular perception check. We'll count that. Oh, nice.
Was that me?
That was me.
No.
Oh, okay, I was like, I didn't roll. Perception.
Time for red. Mm-hmm.
Throw salt and sand in his eyes. No, throw salt in his eyes, actually. Yeah, that shit hurts. Do that one. That'll actually inflict points of damage on him.
He's gonna.
I can vouch for that.
He's not a fucking. I was gonna say he's not a fucking snail. He's not gonna melt. He's gonna move in, and like I said, pugilist stance. He's gonna like get a good punch in on you. So he's gonna get 2 punches. I'll roll public. You rolling hot? No, we're not. All right. And I know this says knife, but it isn't.
Drunk, and I'm not.
Wait a minute, I'm drunk. I can't. All right. Let's see. Okay. And the one with the attack penalty. 16?
Trying to remember where my armor class is.
It's on the left.
I have a 20.
Okay. Yeah, he just goes for the and he's like, you can tell he's very like inebriated, so he's not exactly at his finest.
I probably don't even move out of the way. Just watch as he completely misses me. Like, oh, this is gonna be a lot easier than I thought.
It's your turn.
All right.
Kick his fucking ass.
Backing up a bit, luring him to follow me, so that way.
You're like, oh, get him, Medley! Get him! Yeah, fuck him up!
I want us to be closer to the other end of the alley that doesn't have his dwarf posse waiting to come back him up. But I'm gonna go ahead and just come in and just a couple quick.
They're all drunk too.
That's true, but I don't know how many there are, and I don't want to deal with them yet.
Go ahead and roll crit.
Oh, nice.
Oh, rolled a 1. Okay, and I have 2 more that I can do. Nope, I don't think that hits.
Okay, no, 9 does not hit.
Last one, come on.
13 also doesn't hit. He's just like swinging at you, and like, how do you want to crit stab him. He's not dead. He's just taking a serious fucking gut stab.
I want to get him in the back, in the lungs, so he can't scream out in pain.
Okay, you sort of like reach the knife around and stab him in the back, and he just kind of goes, and he's like still flailing his arms around, swinging at you.
Oh no! Oh, you got me! Oh man! Oh, he really got me.
All right, you ready for this? Boom! 7 damage.
Bum.
Oh no! Whatever will I do?
Take 7.
Multiple attack penalty. Come on, Daddy needs a nat 20. No, damn it. Okay, so that still hits though.
Yeah, that does hit though. He's
And
fighting.
he is fighting. He's a fighting dwarf. Okay, I know 12 not gonna hit. Okay, so he does a grand total of 12 damage to you. You sort of like, as you stab him in the back, he like brings his big meaty arm. He doesn't really punch you. He just takes like the heft of his like forearm and just like clocks you over the head with it. And then he like swings to try to hit you in the liver, but he just sort of hits you in the ribs. It hurts, but he's not exactly a powerhouse in the state that he's in. And he's sort of like, he's like trying to make like banter, but he's just like, and he's like trying to like get breath the best he can.
Oh, how's he looking? Is he looking not good?
No.
All right.
He's not doing too hot.
Let's switch this. Oh yeah.
Oh, by my grandfather's mug.
Don't worry. I'll tell your grandpa you said goodbye.
Yeah. He's not quite dead, but he is bleeding and he's on his way out. 12 not gonna hit.
Come on, give me 20. Nope.
Another round goes.
Drink the beer.
Oh, that. It's like he keeps swinging, and these other dwarves are like, "Wait, this is getting bad," and they're like starting to move their way down the alleyway.
Oh no, he's got me in a pinhold. I'm surely going down.
You're lying, that's not a pinhole thing. And start like rushing down the alleyway, just like drunkenly running. And got one more turn. He's gonna swing on you, hit you with 1, hit you with that bumps 1, 2, and hit you with 16. Yeah, no, 16 not gonna hit. Okay. Boop. 8 and 6.
Damn.
He's the punchy.
I'm actually not looking too good myself right now. Let's hope.
It's gonna take a bit for these other dwarves to get after you, but it is your turn.
Okay. Come on.
By all means.
Alright. I see the dwarfs coming, and I'm just like, yeah, let's end this. And I just straight across the throat, push his body off, and then see if like any necklace or a ring or something I can quickly grab off him as proof that I at least interacted with him.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. I'm sure that the old guy will find out regardless, but I want to do the thing where I put down his ring on the table and I'm just like, it's done.
We'll see what you get.
Sleight of hand. Is that just stealth?
Thievery.
No, yeah, sorry, it's called thievery in Pathfinder.
That's okay. I'm still getting used to everything on here.
I have forgotten.
Oh,
As you sort of push him backwards, you like hold his arms out and you just like take all of his rings off of his finger. You get like a good handful of like brass rings, and you turn and start running.
I only keep one. I don't need all of them.
Fair enough. Let's see here. I was gonna say, if you rolled low, I was just gonna say you get a handful of his beard and just like rip it out. Let's see.
Close enough. Imagine me showing it to the old man, just like, look at this. What am I looking at?
You brought me pubes. So, okay, that's said and done.
All right. mission accomplished, and I'm gonna go see Flamel and get some health back.
Okay. Skipping that stuff, we'll get to our next sort of mission, as it were. So, where are you guys all meeting up? Are you meeting up at the new place? Because I'm assuming you'd eventually meet up again.
I kind of figured that's where we'd be meeting up since we're putting all that effort into it.
Yeah, the warehouse that I can not remove the fireball from.
The permanently on fire warehouse.
The firehouse.
The firehouse subs.
Probably.
I was hoping
probably
someone would
there.
make that joke.
Yeah. 2 out of the 4 party members are already there, so it makes sense for the rest to head that way.
Can we take a bio?
Yeah, absolutely. We hey folks, stick around. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
Cool.
Hello, welcome back. Appreciate you waiting. Is it capturing?
It is. It is.
No, it's capturing. I'm just making sure it's not capturing my music.
Hmm.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Anyway, I'll just fix that real quick. Anyway. Is it gonna do the thing? Do the thing, please.
I do find it funny that yet again I've been flat-footed.
No, don't worry. I'm not worried about it.
I know. That's fine.
They're really coming after you.
It's just
Yeah,
a tradition at this point. It's not like it's.
I almost feel like they don't even care if you're actually flat-footed.
Yeah, I think they just.
Yeah, no,
They just
you
want
guys
you
all
to know
do
that they're
realize
thinking of
I'm
you.
like got 9 flat-footeds in a row stacked up, right? I'm basically not playing a barbarian. I'm playing like a level 0 bread maker.
Don't worry. At least you can never get conscripted. So in that regard, so there are 2 of you that are already at the home base,
Yes.
quote unquote. We're doing a bit of a skip. We don't need to cover everything. This is sort of you guys are mercenaries, so eventually it'll meet up again. So the base is starting to take shape between Renato and Evelyn's assistance and the help of your new friend Dren and your old friend Uric and the other fellow. What's his name? Starts with a V. Vidimir. Vidimir's off his ass and helping again. Place is kind of shaping up pretty well over a week. It's livable in a week. It's not exactly luxurious in a week, but it's taking shape, and this place is going to be pretty promising because, you got a lot of land. Technically, that's yours too, so you can always expand. And you got a cool train that needs looked at, and a cool ghost that'll just kind of hang out, keep you company. Yeah, it's great.
Cool ghost to keep us company.
Yeah. Okay. Evelyn,
Yeah.
here's a pitch.
Yeah.
Got a job.
Did you say get a job?
No, you got a job.
Fucking rude.
Evelyn, pull yourself up by the bootstrap. No. Let's see here.
Bootstraps.
Bootstraps. Yeah, me too. Yeah, that cat's just like, no! Down with the patriarchy! So let's see here.
Gloria says, meh.
Sorry, I was trying to find the handout. If I could find it, I will definitely show it. Where is Eddie? There's Eddie. Okay. Boop. That was actually pretty close. Okay. Editor. Your old pal Editor. He summoned you. He's not coming out to your neck of the woods in the literal sense. He's literally just gonna tell you to come to his the flickering light.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll get around to it and come see him next time I'm in town.
Okay.
Stop by.
Are you stopping by with the gang? Because he's like, I do have work.
Does the gang want to come?
Sure.
They will just inform everybody that she has to run an errand over in the Zivishny neighborhood.
Well, Eddie would also inform you that it pays well. And that with this sort of money, you could probably afford to get proper builders out there to do some things.
Oh, that would be good. So we don't have
Other than Renato, because Renato can't rebuild an entire facility by himself, even with his expertise and your expertise in milling lore. So
my milling lore is very important.
your milling lore is
It's been crucial.
I can't.
Couldn't imagine our life without that milling lore.
Me too. I just keep thinking the poor miller. I don't think anybody other than Derek gets that reference. But
The Darkest Dungeon, Jinx.
yeah, but what expansion is it from?
Oh my god.
I don't.
Blood Court.
No, Crimson
don't
Courts. Yeah, it's not from that one. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean the squad is invited if they want to come.
squad.
Work.
Yeah,
I could use a cash injection. Let's go.
same.
Save you a trip from finding out and then coming back to tell us.
True. Okay.
I shall go with.
in that regard, I don't believe all of you have been to the Flickering Light. It's in the Harushkin part of town, which the buildings there are pretty brutalist as you'd come to expect from modern architecture. There's still the sort of artisanry, like the pride of like the bricks, and like the bricks are all nice and patterned, and there's pillars and columns and stuff like that. But it's mostly very just industrial brutalist. It's about efficiency or over. I don't want to misuse a word and sound like an idiot, so let me look up the definition of it real quick.
Fuck around and use the word injudiciously.
Efficacy. That was the word I was going to use, and I was using it correctly. All right, efficiency over efficacy. So this bar room, quote unquote, it's a nice sort of lounge club, which are coming into popularity. Sort of just places where you can have a drink, have a cigarette, maybe a meal. The high and mighties, the fat cats, they're the ones that sort of hang out here. So some of you are familiar with them in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Fat cats. Fuck these guys.
Hey, your main fixer, quote unquote, he's a fat cat by definition. You see, a lot of you enter the room, the main room, and there's this stuffy looking Harushkin. He's an older fellow. Everyone's familiar with him. He's got the thinning hairline and this sort of upturned chin, long pointed ears, and he's wearing a suit. Welcome back. I assume you don't have a reservation.
Do we look like we have a reservation? Would you even give one to me if I asked for one?
No, and no.
You're just gonna step around the meter, D.
This. He's just muttering something in his native tongue.
I'm gonna learn Harushkin just so I can hear these guys talking shit about me.
So, you reach. Did I meant to show this? I don't think I did. Here we go. All right. You reach Eddie's table, and he's just sort of sitting there. He's got spectacles on the bridge, at the end of his nose, and you see him crunching numbers and stuff like that. He has what are those? I can never remember the name of those things. Abacus. Abacus. Yeah, I did remember it. Okay, thank you. So he's messing with an abacus, and he's penning things down in a very small book. And he looks up, and he seems to have a bunch of receipts, and he just sort of slides them under the book and closes it. That was quick, even for you.
It's been a couple of days. Anyway, what do you want?
I got work, obviously.
I wouldn't be here if you didn't.
Got some strange activity going on.
Strange.
Well, here, look at the lot of you. Why don't you all have a seat? Making me uneasy.
Well, very comfortably sits once he's been invited to. He's comfortable in a place like this.
Yeah, there's it's like a corner booth, one of those almost the entirety of a circle, but that little chunk out of the corner, so you can actually sit down and he's sitting in the middle.
It's the prime real estate at every Denny's ever. We know exactly.
Yeah. Well, prime real estate.
I'll wait for everyone else to sit down so that he can sit on the end and not pin everyone else in.
I don't want to be trapped in in between all these sweaty fucks. You
want me to be in the middle?
Yeah. Go on.
Barbarian man? You
Sit
really
down.
want Barbarian Wild Man to be in the middle?
Sit down, chunk. Go on.
He will roll his eyes and push into the middle.
Yeah, he will.
Moving. As you're scooting in.
The fucking leather seats that are just worn enough where no matter what movement you make on it, you might as well be blowing a raspberry. I know
he's ripping ass just all the way across. Yeah. So
that's probably making him smile, honestly. Just
yeah. Yeah, editor is just kind of like looking at you, just like. Anyway, business. One of my contacts, they own a tenement. What do they call it? Apartment complex. He's a bit concerned at new residents. They're acting a bit strange.
Strange like how?
Sort of not the typical drunkards that you'd expect to just come home pissed drunk and hit people, that sort of thing. These people are ferocious. They've sort of got a ravenous spring in them, and the guard aren't doing anything about it. Apparently they're biting people.
Biting? They're biting people.
Do you need me to go into graphic detail?
Are they afflicted with something?
He's sort of like leaned back. He's got one of those like the shawls that you sort of like wear over a suit. And he like reach into his breast pocket and pull out some like those early photographs that are like all brown and tan. And he set some pictures on the table of like really violent scenes of like these just people look like they're actually ripped apart.
This looked like an animal did this.
That's my point. The guard are too scared to do anything, rightly so.
Can I make a medicine check to try to determine what might, like, how fucked they are? Like, the state of the bodies?
By all means.
Oh, I'm gonna roll that one.
Fair enough.
Let me look at my skills.
13.
The closest thing you could think of is maybe rabies. I mean, but like that being said, you've never seen like
It's not good.
you've never seen brain degradation lead to these sorts of flights of violence in humans. Humans
right,
are
because
sapient.
rabies is an animal disease.
Yes.
Yeah,
all
okay.
it's just
Rabies
rough.
doesn't make people do that. It makes them foam at the mouth and...
And then die. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just lock up our
Yes.
joints and die.
Right.
We do foam at the mouth, but we don't go crazy like animals do.
We can't drink water. That's usually what kills it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
dehydration. Brain dries out.
Hydrophobia.
It's internal organ inflammation as well, kind of like meningitis.
Can Renato use his? Can I use my forest lore to reference if Renato's encountered anything like that back in the mountains when everything started going to shit?
It's gonna be a higher DC, but I'll let you.
I figured. I know I'm kind of. It's basically the closest I have to refer to. Renato has lived around weird shit in the past. That's the best I got for the roll, but I know it's going to be kind of a reach half the time.
Right. We'll see.
17.
I
I
got
need to re-roll that.
I got a 23 in my check, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Natalie, would you like to make any checks?
I'm gonna
Let me
re-roll that.
see what would make sense.
I would have you guys make like will saves and stuff like that, but you're not exactly delicate people. So
Yeah, my character doesn't know.
These
shit.
are-
I am trained in how to cut people open and
Yeah, we're-
perform surgery on them.
We're all
This is still
pretty good.
graphic. You know,
I'm sure.
Renato's the kind of person that'll punch somebody's head so hard it explodes. Kaya literally just like stabbed the guy to death in front of a bunch of people. Flamel's a surgeon. Evelyn's from Doversland.
Thank
So-
you.
Well, remind
from
me again
Pittsburgh.
what it is exactly we're rolling for. What are we trying to determine?
Like, what they're doing is like examining the photographs and seeing like, can they relate this to anything?
Okay, 'cause I have medicine, so
You could always attempt a
maybe I
medicine
know
check.
of some disease that makes people do go crazy like this.
Yeah,
You might
that's
check
fine.
something else because Elise already got like a 23 on a medicine check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Occultism maybe. I
That-
only have a 3, but
I mean, you could roll that. I'd be okay with that.
nah, I don't know nothing.
Must be ghosts.
Must be I almost said hungry.
Hellhounds.
I almost said hungry hippos. I don't know where my brain is. You have no idea. It's something you do believe it is something supernatural.
Yep, definitely some big ghost dog did this.
Ghost.
I'm positive.
I re-rolled it and I got a 7, so don't worry about
it. Renato, you're sure it's some strange... Renato seems pretty superstitious. Is that a fair assumption?
He's smart enough to know the world's bigger than he is. He's seen his fair share of weird shit. He's willing to chalk up a lot of stuff to that column of things I'll never understand. He's really more concerned of, is it coming for him? Is really where his concerns lie.
Yeah, like the fish god we all selectively...
Pretty much, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, he 100% believes weird shit like that exists in this world. He's seen some crazy shit. He's just never documented it or really cared about the taxonomy of it.
Right. Okay. Just checking something out here. What the fuck is that noise? Sorry. Getting freaked out by things in my house. Let's see. Mood. Okay. Evelyn, with your 23 in medicine, you know that this is not a common medical affliction. There's not really a disease that sort of spurs these sorts of violent, so violent that it turns into like not just a beast, but like a feral animal. You can only assume that this is something to do with some sort of substance, or perhaps something beyond scientific explanation.
Yeah, that was her thought, possibly, that with all the stuff going on at the Fusion Academy, with them, especially like that poor guy who had bovine tuberculosis.
Yeah, with one of your two leads being having to do with the Auctionites, I'm sort of like giving you a levy, saying like this might be one of the chemical substances that they introduced into society.
Gotcha.
Auctionites were the largest producer of drugs and pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, like the CIA and crack.
Mm.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, that's kind of the allegory.
Do you share that with us, Evelyn?
Yeah, she'll be thinking out loud, just kind of sharing that information about Oakshire and some of the weird things that she's seen or read about when investigating the establishment.
So Flamel will go, you think it might have something to do with a substance?
I can't say I've ever seen anything make someone go crazy like this before, but it's not beyond reason with some of the things they've created in the past.
Well, we're going to need to get a sample. At the very least, if I can deduce its constituent components, maybe we can see what they were using it for. If it is a substance. And then, Natalie, you said ghost dog? Could I roll Arcana to see if she might be onto anything there? Not ghost dog specifically, just supernatural.
Supernatural will be occultism, but I would allow you to make an Arcana check.
Okay.
It'd be a different DC, but
may I make an occultism check, or am I?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Is this gonna qualify for my pursue a lead at all?
Are you just going to change out one of your leads?
It
just takes a minute. I'd let you do it. You could change this to one of your... You can have two leads.
Yeah, I'll say that... Well, I mean, like, one of them is always investigating Ocean, and then the other one is...
Well, you can come back to it. You know, you don't have to permanently make it that, but I understand what you're saying.
That red that red ribbon wall with all the cross lines and everything, that's still going to be there when you come back to it. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, nice. 27.
Despite the sort of like humor and jovial nature behind the comment that Kaya made, she might be closer than she thinks. This is rapid typing.
It's my cat with the cone on scratching.
She gets it.
So, Evelyn, you believe it might have something to do with well, you know it has something to do with the supernatural.
Maybe a combination of things going on right now.
Yeah, it might also be a I mean, you've already had one strange encounter with some sort of divine being.
Maybe we got some other weird shit going on here.
This might be the bane of another one. You're not sure. Drawing conclusions from such little information is difficult, but that is a possibility that you can add to your
I'm an
repertoire.
investigator, that's what I do.
Right. You pine for things that are not usually pined for.
So, should we go into this pretty prepared? Probably.
Unless you want to end up like one of those bodies.
I don't know if you noticed, mate. He'd slide over. That's a bite mark where the neck used to be.
I see that. I see where the carotid artery used to be one whole thing, and now it's two. Evelyn, I will need a bit of materials and just a bit of time to whip something together, but we should all go into this with our best foot forward, I think. And he's gesturing to one of those little bullets of his, like, above the table. I'm saying I can give everybody oil of potency.
Yeah, no, she just nodded. She understood. You're alchemist, you gotta whip your stuff together. How long do you need?
To make enough for everyone, I'd need the better part of a day.
Well, then the rest of you on your feet. We're gonna go do some reconnaissance. You go do your whatever you do.
I look over to the big guy who's like boxing me in, like, are you gonna let me out? I don't say it.
Do the awkward shuffle out of the Denny's corner table.
The one part about the real estate that sucks is that everyone wants to get in it, and always the biggest guys at the edge.
Yeah, I will get up and immediately go start getting to work making enough oil of potency for everyone.
Renato's gonna actually go and help. I'm not so sure how useful he'll be on recon. He's not exactly discreet.
Fair point.
Or at least I can carry shit.
You can be the lookout. If you
I'm not exactly perceptive.
Then what the fuck are you good for?
My skill set is entirely in murder people. I don't know how else to put this.
He's the murderizer.
I'm the big guy. My job isn't to be discreet or sneaky or notice fine details.
I'm the trash man.
It's to punch something really fucking hard. And if I can't do that, my best bet is to use my muscles for other shit.
Someone sneaky. Perhaps I could be of assistance.
Alright, you come with me. You go carry things or something.
I do the scene from The Office where I pop up behind you, like Angela pops up behind Dwight.
Evelyn kind of jumps like, fuck.
Yeah, she's good at that. All right, I'll go after him.
Okay. So everybody has their roles right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, editor would have given you an address and somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
So let me pull that up real quick. Would you guys like to make your checks? Shut up, phone.
I'll make a diplomacy check to speak to our contact if, Nat, if you would like to make some type of sneaky check.
Yeah, I can stealth, thievery, deception, whatever you need.
Whatever you feel is most appropriate for what Kaya would do.
I feel like stealth kind of covers it all. because I can be sneaky about grabbing something or sneaky about getting information.
I'm gonna go ahead and make this job my other lead, so I can start getting my pursue a lead bonus.
Oh no, not quite too sneaky today.
Oof. I'll go ahead and use one of my hero points.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's better.
Nice.
I don't want to botch it right out of the gate.
Okay, so start with Kaya. Kaya, you're sort of sneaking around the address. Natalie.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I thought you were talking to Elise.
You're fine.
I'm drawing, so
Oh, no, you're fine.
I'm not distracted. Yes, I am being sneaky and trying to gain some information.
Okay. As you're sort of like sneaking around the building, you don't go unnoticed. There are people like looking at you, but like the building itself is not. It's a nice building. It's a really newer building. It's been put together in the last maybe 20 years. It's 2 stories. You can tell it's got plumbing. You can see pipes running in and out of the building, and there's drains. It's a nice modern place, but it is eerily quiet, and people are actively avoiding the building.
What district are we in?
The Eldmont.
Oh wow, so we're in the ritzy part of town.
Yeah, you're in the pretty nice part of town, closer to the wall of the Mund.
Oh wow, yeah, that is
like the upper Mund town.
Part of town.
Yeah, really nice part of town.
Can I say then that I probably don't even need my disguise kit. I can just wear some of my regular nice clothes, so
you're
blend in.
If you wanted to do like reconnaissance, you can do a perception check for me, because nobody's gonna question you being there.
There we go. Finally, a good roll.
Yay!
So through the windows of this place, you see very little movement. There, from the front side, you can see. Let me see how many windows I put on this map. You see like a brick staircase sort of leading up to an elevated front door, and there are 3 windows sort of like looking down and over the street. The only movement is coming from the leftmost one, and it looks like pacing, almost like somebody's like pacing back and forth. Okay. And that's pretty much all you can get without getting particularly close to the building.
Alright, I will go report back what I see to April.
Okay.
So, to be clear, there's like nobody there except for one window on the ends where somebody's pacing around?
Yes.
From what I can see, at least.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify before proceeding.
Okay. And you have a diplomacy check?
Yes, I rolled 27.
So I'm assuming you're meeting with the contact is what your diplomacy?
Yeah, yes, that's what that was for.
You would have to go in the building.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So, let's see here.
I'll join you if you'd like, just in case things go south for some reason.
Please do. I don't want to be, like, alone with feral ghosts living in the pipes or whatever's going on.
Ghost dogs.
Ghost dogs in the pipes.
Ghost dogs in the pipes. That sounds like a name of an anime, honestly.
Ghost dogs in the pipes.
Or a Death Grips song.
That's definitely a Death Grips thing. Ghost dogs in the pipes. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I can see that. Sorry, you said Death Grips. It's like fucking
I'm so sorry.
neuron activation for me.
You went hard on that, buddy.
Okay. Pulling up me thingy. Okay. So you enter this sort of it's not in disrepair, but there's like you can tell that there's like dirty footprints kind of leading down the hallway and leads up into a nice big wide wooden staircase, which you don't need to make a society check to know that big staircase big money. One of the biggest ways they cut costs and stuff like that on space is make stairs as narrow and shallow as possible. So one of the biggest like brags of wealth is having a nice wide big staircase, and that's what you see at the end of the hall. That's the first thing that strikes you. To your left there is it's a wooden door, and it has a placard on it, and it says Bélanger, presumably a name. It says P. Bélanger.
Can you put that in the chat?
Yes.
Sounds like Floristinian gobbledygook.
Floristinian gobbledygook. You'd be absolutely correct.
Florisdale, aren't I?
Florist.
Florisdale.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
can't.
As opposed to Florist Rotten.
Forest fresh.
Yeah, you're from
That's
Florisdale.
exactly what I was just about to say.
Then I would probably be able to confirm whether or not this is a name that comes from that region.
Bélanger is a pretty not. You don't have to be particularly canny to know that is a very Floristinian name.
Does it sound like there's anybody inside? Like anybody around?
Yeah, you can kind of hear the footsteps of somebody pacing back and forth, and sort of confirms Kaya's suspicions.
Would it be like a society check to see if I happen to recognize this name? I know it's a long shot, but
You can always, I mean, you're versed in high society, and this guy's in the high society part of town, so you can make a society check. I mean, Evelyn can make a society check too, and add her pursue a lead if she'd like.
yeah, I mean, we might as well see if one of us has heard of this guy.
Might have come across this name.
Oh.
I maybe have, maybe haven't.
Nah, don't know this dude.
To either of you, it doesn't ring a bell, but Bélanger sound, it's a Floristinian name. That's one thing that you know for sure, but it's not exactly an uncommon one either.
I'm not using my last hero point for that, so that's fine.
Fair enough.
Raise a fist to the door. Pound, pound, pound.
Just a moment. And you'd hear footfalls of wooden soles against wooden floorboards as he walks over and allows you into the room. May I be of assistance?
Believe we're here to assist you, Mr. Bélanger. Is that it?
Bélanger. He's done.
Bélanger.
Please, just call me Pepin.
That's not any better. She just kind of shake her.
Bélanger it is. As he turns and he starts. I guess I have a map for this.
He's short, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Floristinian.
Yeah.
I will put you in the room.
Evelyn's gotten kind of used to usually being the tallest person in the room, being dovish.
Boop. Boop-a-doop-doo. Let me change. Magnifique. All right, let's see. I'll leave you guys on the map because I'm assuming you're like not too far away. Let's hope that's not a poor assumption.
They're, are you talking about the boys?
Yes.
They're, getting their stuff together.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll just leave them on the map.
Yeah. We're playing Mad Scientist, and by we, I mean Derek, and I'm playing Igor. I'm the guy who flips the lever.
You're Kronk.
So
I am Kronk. Wow, I really am Kronk right now. I'm okay with that.
That makes Derek Yzma.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So-
This responsibility.
Who's Cusco and Pacha between the two of us?
I feel like
wanna
I'm
know
probably
that?
Cusco, unfortunately.
Couscous.
I'm the rich asshole who learns a lesson at the end.
You won't.
God damn.
As they say, truth is found in death. So you enter this room, and it's you guys can see the map, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Man's with the pencil stash.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably show off the art for the chat. Where did I put the? Okay, let's see. There we go. To the players. Pepe.
He's aggressively Floristian.
He's another study I did of a Singer Sarge piece because one of my special interests is Singer Sarge. But Pepin, he steps into the room and gestures for the two of you to sit down. There's a pretty nice desk. And he's got an upholstered chair, and there's a couple of upholstered chairs for you two to sit in as well. And there's like books upon books. You can tell a lot of them are just like random stories, but others are like record books and the like. And there's also a desk in the back of the room. It's a smaller, more decrepit desk, probably a servant's desk, like one of those like roller desks, if you know what I'm talking about, like those antique ones that are on a rail. And there's a stove behind you that's like warming your backs. It smells like cigarette smoke in here, and you can tell because there's sort of a faint mist that lingers in the rafters in the ceiling. And he sits himself down and gestures, and he has an ashtray on his desk. I take it that's Etienne sent you.
I did. Said you're having a bit of a tenant problem.
Oui, that is to put it lightly.
So, what's going on? Are these nutters mauling people?
Well, it started a week ago. You see, this person, they do not even have a place here. They do not live here, but they keep returning over and over again.
Is the building new?
This building is 10 years old, perhaps younger. I do not know. I recently inherited it, purchased it.
So it's just one person who's been mauling tenants.
This is what I know. I can, perhaps it is more than one. I do not know. I have no way of knowing other than the guard showing up to clean. They do not take precautions. I had to reach out to more reliable help.
So, explain it to me. They live here. They're breaking in. What is this?
They are breaking in.
Just killing your tenants left and right.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to sell the building at this point. I cannot make any money if tenants die and people know of this and no more tenants.
It seems as if everyone in hell knows about it.
I am trying to keep it quiet, but brutal murders are not exactly easy to hide.
Right. What have you done with the rooms of the murdered?
They have been sealed off.
Can we take a look at them?
They are not pretty.
I know. We're here to help, not run a room.
He purses his lips. Well, I see no harm in it. The rooms, they are upstairs. The others have been recently cleaned in hopes of attracting new tenants. But I am not holding my breath.
When did did you say that these, or I guess her natural accent will come out because she's around another French person. When did
French.
these attacks begin happening?
Well, I would say they started 2 weeks ago.
Was there any things that happened around that same time period? A new tenant, perhaps?
I would have to read through my logs. This is not my only building. I keep many tenements across many different places.
And how long ago did you acquire this building?
6 months, perhaps.
Then you are the new thing, and you have attracted this. Case solved.
His face was sour at such an accusation.
Show us to the rooms, why don't you, so I can get started on this? Kaya, shut your trap.
I was trying to help with the investigation.
He'd stand himself up and he'd open up a drawer on his desk and he'd fish out a big key ring. He would show you upstairs. I don't have an upstairs for the map, so don't criticize me.
Oh no.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Okay. Upstairs, there's 2 large rooms, and then there's another smaller room. And he would open up the first large room. In this room was the first murder. This one happened 2 weeks ago. And I thought it might have been a one-time circumstance. Very unfortunate that it continued. He's obviously just very apathetic to the whole situation just because he's been dealing with it for so long, and it's just big headache, especially considering nobody's helping him.
Alright. Looky time. Let me see if I get anything special for since I've been talking to this guy, I'd also like to use my pointed question
Okay.
from my interrogation methodology.
Sure. What's the question?
And how did you know the tenant?
The tenant? I did not know them well at all. They simply came to me and with proof of being able to pay their monthly rent. I do not know them. I believe their name was Abigail.
What information do you have on them?
Not much. Young. She was a young woman. Perhaps Gentrovian descent. Blonde hair. Blue eyes.
I'm gonna make a diplomacy check against his will DC, which is basically effects.
Has he told us if all the victims are like all female or is
No,
it
he has
just
not.
random? Okay.
You don't know the nature of the victims.
Oh no! Oh.
What's this against, by the way?
It's against his will DC. Ooh. What do you guys think? You think I should reroll that? 13's pretty low.
Yeah, well, what did you... It's plus... So that's... Yeah, I would re-roll that.
You rolled a 3 on the die.
You have a 17 out of 30 chance of it being better than what you got, so it's pretty good. It's better.
It's better.
Damn it. I saw that hover on an 18 and it rolled over to a 5. I'm so salty.
He's not really concerned with your sort of imposing demeanor. He has his He is so withdrawn into his own head that he doesn't pick up on your authoritative tone.
Gotcha.
He's busy smoking a cigarette,
So
and he's
he's
kind
like
of like got his.
he's checked out basically.
Yeah,
Like,
he's very
fully checked out.
to deal with this sort of situation. What's your passive perception?
It is a 18.
Kaya, what's yours?
Passive, I guess 17, because it's plus 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 17.
Both of you can kind of pick up on the fact that to deal with the stress and the like terrifying reality of the situation, he's sort of like withdrawn into his head and he's looking at everything like a statistic.
Gotcha.
And he's kind of got his arms crossed like this, and he's nursing a very thin cigarette.
I'll ask him what I was wondering. Were all the victims female? Is that what you are saying, or just these two?
The victims were not all female. There were 3 in total. This one happened to be a woman. There was another woman, but there was a man. A man of questionable descent.
Questionable.
As in unknown, or?
I do not know. I am not the government. I do not ask people where they are from. I only ask if they can pay me.
Do you have any information written down about any of these tenants?
Yes, but it will take me some time to go through the files.
Oh, I also I rolled a perception check to investigate the room. Can we take another bio break?
Yeah, sure. Okay, stick around, folks. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's going to be our last bit of session. So, you guys are talking with Pepin.
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 No, it's French. It's Pepin. You don't pronounce the N.
It's Pepin. Pepin.
It's
Pepin.
French. You don't pronounce the N.
It's Peppy.
Anyway, so you guys are talking with him, doing investigative stuff. And I'm going to cut back.
Investigative stuff.
Yeah. So it's probably late by the time you get here and you're like talking. So I'd like to cut back to Renato and Flamel,
Oh, hi.
who are making
Hello.
concoctions.
Why did my... Oh, my mouse double-clicked again.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Pepsi.
And I'm
Close
choking.
one.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, cut zone. We'll call him Pepsi from now on. Chat says his name is Pepsi, so his name is Pepsi.
Beppis.
Pepis.
Pepsi.
Yo. Je m'appelle Pepi.
So, the real question, I guess, is, Mel, how do you go about making your stuff?
Well, it depends on how much we need. There's 4 of us, but I can always make more than enough for myself. I'm concerned about getting enough for all of you. So, just on the off chance that things don't go exactly the way we expect them to, I would propose we invest a little bit of coin into a lot of results. I'm going to need 6 gold worth of reagents, but I will be able to provide all 3 of you with a dose of a concoction that will render your attacks lethal to things that might otherwise not be.
6 gold is what you require.
Mhm.
Very well. And he's going to fish out 6 gold. Put them in your palm.
6 marks.
6 marks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Marks.
6
Paper
marks.
currency. Paper currency. Ooh.
That's fair, yes.
Renato just fiercely going and making chairs to sell them.
Gotta fund my buddy's alchemy. He's gonna make something of himself someday.
Weekends only bullshit. We're fucking going through the weekday, bro.
Oh my god, yeah. Ronaldo's like that kind of guy who's like, oh yeah, I worked for 40 years. I guess I have a retirement account now, huh? So he's gonna pull out 6 marks and put them in Flamel's hand. Anything else you need besides the coin?
No, this will be more than enough. Thank you very much. I will get these made. It will take me the better part of a day, but I'll have enough for everyone.
Flamel just pockets the money and then goes about making stuff regularly.
I make the infused reagents. No, I'm totally kidding. I would not do that. No,
Renato is going to help you, not because I don't believe you or that he doesn't believe you, but because he was going to anyway.
Thank you. I'll put this to good use.
Yeah. That said, if he did catch something like that, he would absolutely throttle you for a few moments, Homer Simpson style. So,
yeah.
Stupid
yes.
alchemist.
So
Stupid
Flamel goes to purchase the reagents he would need from a local supplier. Yeah, I mean it's not really that exciting because I don't have to make any rolls for it because I'm an alchemist. But I concoct at the end of the day 3. I closed everything out on accident. What is this stuff called? I know it's not piercing oil. It's
Oil of potency?
Thank you. Oil of potency.
Right on. Okay. So, Evelyn and Kaya, would you like to make a general check for the investigation? Because this is going to take a while, and you're showing up in the evening. So,
I made that perception check before we went on break. I rolled a 23.
Oh, just as like a
Snooping.
snooping. Okay.
Yeah.
Snooping.
Okay.
Would I be able to use experience tracker to see if I can pick up on an old trail?
Yes, but it's going to be a difficult DC considering we're talking about a wood floor here, not like dirt or turf. If it doesn't say that in the feed, I guess you can do it anywhere.
Actually, I'm reading it. Says when necessary, I can track or I can follow a trail without pause. I can track while moving at full speed by taking a -5 penalty to my survival check. So I guess I need to have already found the trail to use that.
I see.
So never mind.
Okay.
In that case, I'm not good at finding things, honestly. I guess perception check as well.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Oh, maybe I am good at finding things.
Perhaps. So, what did Evelyn roll?
23.
Okay. So the room itself, the first room that you're investigating, it is large enough to where you're going to spend a while looking for any sort of potential clues, but all you know is that you see this massive blood stain on the floor, and it's like stained into the wood. They did their absolute best scrubbing out viscera and stuff like that with all the chemicals and the like, but there's still like a pinkish sort of hue, pinkish brown in places that's very unpleasant. And there's also a sign of struggle. There's like chops in the furniture, like claw marks and stuff like that. They're broken furniture, glass, all sorts of things. And it seems the person who was in this room, all their things are just left there for whatever reason.
So no one's come to claim their belongings.
That's a fair assumption.
Interesting. Okay. As far as senses, Evelyn is going to be using her sense of smell. She's working on this investigation. Is there anything of note that sticks out while she's looking around?
With your perception check, I would have you make a different perception check because you did specify that you were looking around the room when you made that previous one.
Fair. Okay. What do you want me to roll then?
Perception. It'll just be a separate check because you're trying to identify something different with a different sense. There's a faint smell of like stale, maybe some sort of like perfumey scent and chemicals.
Is it? I'm going out on a limb here, but is it like the sickly sweet of rotting flesh?
No, it's more of like a stale floral sort of scent.
Can I maybe make some type of check to identify the smell?
You want to make a crafting or a society check if you know about sorts of things? Kaya can as well.
Let's do,
if you
do society.
Point out.
You smell that? Something smells off, and it's not the lie.
Yes, I think I smell something.
Oh. Hey, 26.
21?
Yeah, but both of your society checks, nice perfume. You actually recognize the brand. It's a Floristinian brand of perfume.
Is that Chanel?
It's that fucking Chanel. Oh my god!
She doesn't look like she can afford that kind of perfume.
She doesn't look like she can afford this nasty stain on the floor. She can't afford anything. She's dead.
I'm gonna do some snooping to see if the perfume. That's actually a good point. I'm gonna do some snooping to see if the perfume belongs to the tenant or the murderer.
That's fair. You recognize the scent as Derossier. Derossier. Excuse.
Sounds fancy.
Or as the common folk would call it, is rosier.
Mm-hmm. Just racier.
Disracier.
Okay. Well, is it gonna be another perception check?
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna see if I can find that bottle of perfume in here in the room.
You know for a fact that it's so faint that you're not going to find the bottle in here. I can tell you that
Gotcha.
with the roll that you got.
Okay.
And Pepine is looking quite tired and he's sort of like nodding off in the door frame.
Perhaps you should give us the keys to the other 2 rooms, and we can take it from here.
Perhaps I need to rest.
Yes, you go sleep. We'll investigate.
He just shrugged like he genuinely didn't care anymore, and he just offered you the key ring on a finger.
Great.
Oh, the whole key ring. That doesn't mean you're allowed to break into the other rooms, Kaya.
And then he'd stop and like sort of like blink back. Wait. No. I would like for you to leave while stay rest. I do not wish for something to happen to the investigator. Let me know when you have finished your examination of this room, and then I will see you.
Sorry, I want to say something, but my cat's scratching her cone. Can I roll an intimidation check to get him to leave the keys?
So this is a coercion? Okay.
Yeah, like not like I'm gonna beat you up, but just like, hey, you called us here to help you. We do this on our terms, or we don't do this at all. Now give me the keys.
That's fair. Aylin, would you like to aid in this endeavor?
Yeah, true.
Can't make it. Also make an intimidation check.
Behind me intimidatingly will probably be sufficient.
I didn't hold my ass and my people out here just to look around a room for 20 minutes.
You're gonna roll your check.
Yeah.
DC is 20.
Oh no.
Hey, I still got an 18.
I have a hero point. I'll use one of my hero points.
Might as well.
Okay. Get back here. Intimidation.
Intimidation.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. You
That's
give
tough.
you give Kai a bonus, and he just sort of like lifts his chin a little. You will come back tomorrow, and I will let you look at all the rooms. I am just so tired. You came very late. I was expecting you hours sooner. I was sitting waiting.
Talk to Anager about that one.
So I was trying to focus, and I just see your cat going in the background.
Poor cone baby.
Perhaps I will. But regardless, I would like for you to wrap up your look at this room and come back tomorrow. Please. I will let you look whatever you like tomorrow.
I'm gonna pickpocket him.
You just walk up to him, just doo-doo, doo-doo.
No, I'll just be like, yes, that is fine. We will come back tomorrow. And then once he gets out of the room, I sneak behind him. I will pickpocket him. Or at least try to.
Make a stealth and thievery check.
Yes.
Pretty good. He's sort of just heading down the hallway, and you, unknowns to him, you shadow him and take the keys right out of the pocket where you expected, and you palm them before they start rattling.
And then I retreat back into the shadows,
Just,
into the room, toss Evelyn the keys, and go, I don't like taking no for an answer.
Not approvingly. Neither do I.
We'll return them before we leave.
Or maybe not.
Fair.
Back with the boys. Are you two sort of just hanging out with each other? Like helping each other out?
Bro down. I teach him a bit about how the oil works and like I know that he doesn't use conventional weapons and he uses these like hand wraps when it's time to get serious. So I tell him like if he soaks the hand wraps in the oil for such and such amount of time, he'll find that it will affect him the same way it would be as if a bullet that I fired out of my gun.
Fair. I'm pretty sure also at the same time Renato would have taken his expertise with carpentry and suggested ways he might be able to improve the structure of his little laboratory here. Ways he could reinforce the shells, maybe get extra stuff stored on them, stabilize them so there's less likelihood of things falling. Shit like that. You have any centrifuges? Maybe recommend a better type of material to make it out of. Stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I think my
throwing out
apprentice is taking
basically,
notes.
Yes. Okay.
He's taking notes for me, like.
So you guys are down in your cellar base.
Yeah.
There's like a heavy pounding on the door. Just like thud.
Look over
You're
at.
expecting visitors?
No. Yernan, get the door.
What do I gotta do it?
Click clack. Just get the door. I'm holding my fucking gun, like.
He's just like pointing at himself, like, and then pointing at the gun, like, "Oh, that's not for me."
I like
Oh.
the implication that you're gonna shoot him if he doesn't open the door.
No.
Open the goddamn door, Urine.
No, the gun is not for him.
Oh, sisters protect. He'd like hug himself, and it's like a religious gesture, and he'd like start heading up the stairs, just like creaking, just very slowly, just e. He'd like turn his head around.
Renato's looking up at him on the stairs. Right behind you, kiddo.
He's everybody calling me kiddo. I'm like 26 years old.
Wrong. I called him a kid when I first saw him.
I didn't know he had a son. I'm sorry, remember that. That was so funny. Who is it? I don't think anybody's there. And then, oh, yeah! Like almost fall backward and he'd like grab onto the banister, like, oh fuck.
Renato would begin walking up the stairs after him. All right, ding dong ditchers, let me get him. And he's gonna just
against the wall that like the stairs are on.
He's just gonna throw the door open, like full height, intimidating at the door frame. Can I help you?
Are you just like flinging the door open?
Yeah, he's literally like, he's doing that thing that bouncers do where there's a door, and when you combine their approximate shoulder weight and height, they basically become the door. That's more or less what he's doing. He is the door for the moment.
Right.
He's doing the swole guy thing where they hold their arms out when they're going through.
Yeah. Yeah, my character is basically doing his best impersonation of Kingpin from fucking Spider-Verse, where he's just a fucking square.
It's not the money, Spider-Man. But the Mets, we love the Mets, baby.
We love the Mets, baby.
Love the Mets, baby. Come on, Mets. So
wholesome meme.
You open the door and there's just this. You are a wall of a man. This person before you is a pillar, like this tall pillar, and this like black shawl and cloak, and they have this big wide brim hat. And they look down at you, and they have this very long, mean-looking face, just the lines on their brow, and this big, thick beard. They're very old. It's like a whitish gray beard, but you could tell that their age has not slowed them down.
Calcifer came to fuck y'all up.
Calcifer's not here. This guy's not
I
Calcifer.
know, I'm joking.
It's not the old guy who gave me the house.
I'm done playing around. Who might you be?
Hired help.
I can see that.
Can I help you?
I'm looking for a woman.
I can tell you safely there's no women down there. Unfortunately.
Just a sausage party.
That's basically the implication he's making. He's like, and you came to the wrong house for that question.
So this guy's 6 foot, not as tall as Renato, but he's still big dude, tall dude. He feels a lot taller than he actually is. This big wide brim hat, and he looks down at Yernan, and then he like looks over your shoulder, sees Flamel.
Might I ask who this woman you're looking for is? Maybe we can keep an eye out for them.
I think that you affiliate with them.
Do they have a name?
Yes. The name is Evelyn.
Don't know any Evelyn.
Make a deception check.
Okay.
Down now.
Oh no!
You do have hero points, buddy, if you
Yes,
want to
you
try. You literally cannot roll worse, but for 1/20th of
one
the
Stop
time.
saying that.
point.
He's gonna get a net one.
I have 1 hero point before I have to hold on to it in case things go sideways.
I like to imagine that you said, I don't know any Ablin, and then her last name, which he clearly didn't say.
What were you saying on
Technically
me?
did better.
This is
you
the
know, you
third
did
time
better.
you've done that this session.
You keep cursing people. Stop saying that.
Cursing us.
Damn you and your math on me.
I'm sorry that dice rollers and math apparently don't agree on
Just because-
statistics.
I'm
So
about to Homer Simpson choke you.
that's fair. So
Stupid boy.
Instead of saying "don't know her," he says, "Evelyn, hardly know. Don't know her."
I think that actually would get Renato to go. I just like that deep breath of like, oh god.
You're going to tell me where she is now.
I need to know why you're looking for her.
You need to understand that I have shown great restraint.
You come knocking on my door.
Not
and
yours.
Hmm.
You're living in the basement of a bartender, cockroach.
Awful big words for somebody in optimum firing range of my primary weapon.
I have no fear of your primitive weaponry.
Primitive? Loads shotgun with malicious intent.
Shame. Pump shotgun.
Yeah, when he says primitive, I load into a fucking special shell. Click, clack.
Renato's gonna hold a hand out. You're not with the guard. Why should we comply with you? Why do you care? If you explain yourself, maybe it might be a little bit more reasonable for us to work with you. But right now, all we know is you've knocked at our door in the evening time and are demanding knowledge of people we might be associated with.
May or may not. There's a non-zero chance.
You can tell the way his like pale eyes look at you, and then at Urinin, and then at Flamel. He's sizing all of you up, and you can tell by the look on his face. You want to make a perception check? Everybody can make perception checks for me.
Fuck yeah, I want to make a perception check. This guy's gonna try to square up with me. All right, let's see.
Punch him in the dick.
Dylan.
What did Dylan say?
There's the bolter porn.
15.
Let me reveal that to everybody. Okay.
Then Fleming with an 18, so that's nice.
I'm
Both
looking
of you?
down at him through the gun.
Yeah. Well, you're like looking up at him at the stairs, and his all black outfit and pale white face and kept silvery hair that's sort of like coming out the sides. You can tell that he's been in hot pursuit of something all day. He's been on the move, and like I said, for a man his age, he can fucking move. Like, he is like perfect posture, really tall and very intimidating. And with Flamel's perception check, actually I'll give it to Renato as well. It's not that he thinks he can take you, he knows that he can take you. Do with that information what you will. Be offended, be intimidated. This guy is not just some old man.
Right.
Though he may appear to be at first glance.
Who are you?
Grand Inquisitor Richter Koenig.
Does that mean anything to me? No, that's not Renato saying that. That's Omni saying
He's an auctionite.
Does that mean anything to
You guys ambushed a bunch of auctionites.
Yeah.
Oh
we
yeah,
ripped them
that's
off.
right. That's right.
That was our first job together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the card and the
Yeah,
beating
we
a bunch of
shook
dudes.
him
I still
down
have a
in the
bunch of their
street,
shit down
stole
here,
their-
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually have a dude, as I
There's just,
recall,
like,
in our
a crate
possession.
with the symbol on the side that he can just see in clear view.
Right.
Oh yeah, we do still have that guy in captivity.
Yeah,
I forgot about him.
You guys didn't specify that he's here, though.
No.
Yeah, no,
We
he's
have him
definitely not
somewhere.
here.
No,
I
it's not-
figured he was with us at the base at this point, right?
I figured that
Unless
was
you
sort
guys
of
have
like
more secret
unspoken.
codes.
we had him because somebody else.
Oh
took
my
him.
god, I haven't forgotten.
Yeah, he's like.
Well, the fact that you guys forgot just works for me better from a narrative standpoint.
That's fair.
Oh no, it's a Family Guy meme where he's like, "Oh wait, you have to feed a pony." And we open the closet and there's the
It's
guy.
bones.
It's just bones in a fucking room.
We have to
Oh,
feed
God.
prisoners.
Oh, fuck.
Well, Grand Inquisitor, she's not here right now, and I don't know where she is. He's not lying, by the way. He genuinely does not know. Renato has not paid attention to what's going on. And I say this in the most genuine way possible, not trying to game it. Renato is smart enough to know that the pies that these people stick their thumbs in, the less he knows, the less likely it is to be his problem later. So he is telling the gods honest. He does not know where they've gone. He honestly went with Flamel because he genuinely was like, oh, I can carry supplies around way better than skulk around doing some weird thing in some weird person's house that I don't know. So, like, he went with the one thing he actually felt like he could focus on.
Right. Such a shame.
Well, if that concludes our business. He's giving me that look like, does that conclude our fucking business?
He's staring you down. Does it?
Well, I don't know where she is. I would hardly consider her a friend or an ally. So...
The auctionites don't have any authority here, do they?
Nope. Not a single religion has any authority in this town.
Well, you've heard the man. Get the fuck out of my shop.
He just look down at you.
He's gonna click-clack the second hammer like he's gonna unload both barrels at the same time. I'm not going to ask again.
You heard the little man. He's less restrained than I am. I'm the patient one.
Let me ask the three of you something. We had a caravan disappear not too long ago. You know which one I am talking about. None of you would have had anything to do with that, would you?
I'm an alchemist. Do I look like a highwayman to you?
You carry a gun like one.
Jesus.
Cockroach.
Was about to point that out.
This isn't your ordinary gun.
Looks like ethylatic trash to me.
I suppose someone who only digests dogma and shits out garbage would think everything is garbage.
Primitive. It's and you'd see his eyes scan over to the equipment that you stole from the caravan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of did.
I see. Seems a lot of you have made your choice. This could end easily, you know. You could give over the woman, the rotter, blighter, and all would end well. I would even be willing to forgive your transgressions for stealing several hundred marks worth of equipment. And a scientist. One person, that is all I ask. What is your choice? Make it now, and know that it will linger and ripple.
Fuck you. And fuck auction. Get out of my shop.
He'd reach his hand up for the first time, very slowly, from under his cloak, and he has his black leather gloved hand, and he just tips his hat. And you see, very quietly, he just starts walking off.
As soon as I feel like enough time has passed, and he's just staring, like, keeping the fucking gun pointed up the stairs until he feels like he's left the whole establishment. Flamel finally, like, lets out this huge exasperated the gun kind of, like, clatters against his legs, and he, like, looks to looks to his little buddy, and he goes, Yernan, we need to leave. Get everything you can. We're moving out of the city.
What kind of trouble are you getting yourselves into? You didn't tell me about any of this. You didn't tell me that any of that was auctioning stuff.
Perhaps it's time I let you... There will be time for that later. We need to get out of here now. We need to get everything out of here now.
Might I
Yes,
suggest
you're-
we wait till morning?
I don't know if we're going to have a night.
He's going to turn to Flamel and look at him. What do you think our odds are? With several hundred marks worth of equipment, in a cart, in a dark alleyway, when these auctionites might have it in for you. I would prefer the protection of daylight. They don't own anything here. They don't own the guard, and any stupid thing they do will be so large and obvious that it may yet give us surprise and the ability to escape. Or we could try for nighttime.
The Inquisitors operate.
You make a
I
society
figured the
check
name
or a
was-
religion check.
I'll make a, a religion check because I actually have.
Ooh, not great. I'm assuming they're the whole, like, I don't care what the law is. I will do whatever I want. And I don't think it's too far-fetched for Flamel to believe that as well.
No, both of you rolled 11s. All you know about them is that they have a very, very vicious reputation. And the law seems to just be a simple obstacle for them to step over because nobody wants to fuck with them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have a different idea. We get everyone in here, all the patrons, and of course the proprietor of this establishment. We tell them that the whole place has been marked for death. We leave a little surprise. We get what we can, we get out. Because something tells me we're not going to have until the morning.
How well do you think that's going to go over with your landlord? Oh, yes. Thank you for letting me use your basement. By the way, I may have gotten you and everyone involved with this building marked for death by a religious cult because we couldn't help but pocket a bunch of equipment. I realize
I
being
didn't
contrarian
tell them
here.
to start a religious cult.
He's literally gonna put like 2 big sausagey fingers on his forehead, just massage his brow for a second.
I didn't tell them to start the cult 300 years ago. I have nothing to do with this.
I didn't tell them to be in that alleyway that night, just transporting contraband.
All right.
Renato, either way you put it, you helped us take that caravan. You are every bit as guilty as I am in this.
Oh,
that
you're not...
man was going after Evelyn no matter what. As far as I can see, we bought her as much time as we possibly could.
You're not wrong. What is the other possibility? Do I actually need to say it out loud, or can you not infer that from my tone?
That they're going to wait a whole night? I don't think that they're going to wait a whole night.
No, Flamel. If they're going to attack us, unless...
I'm not going to give Evelyn over.
Oh, I just wanted to hear you say it out loud. Alright. Fine. Then what's your suggestion for getting your equipment out of here?
Well, you're going
Because
to
I can't carry that much.
a big distraction. Yernin.
I thought you'd never ask.
Wonderful.
I have a lot of white phosphorus that I've been dying to use.
Get everyone out of here before you set that off, please.
He just like out of his jacket, he pulls up this massive rock of white phosphorus, just like enough to like blow up half of a building. I've been waiting.
This isn't meth.
Yeah, so I'll start disassembling all the shit that we can. I'm assuming I'm probably gonna have to make some consolidations here in my nice big setup that I had set up. And yeah, we're gonna be taking what we can, probably leaving a lot of the additional reagents behind. And we're gonna be causing a big explosion. Oh, Tails raiding in.
Oh,
Nice. Renato wants to also...
Hails from the
He's
Table
not very
Studios.
good.
Party of
That's so
10. Welcome
Let's
in.
go.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome
How you
boys.
doing?
Hell yeah.
Welcome in.
Welcome in, guys. I figure that at the very least Renato might not be good at sneaking. He's actually not too bad at observing. So he's gonna casually, while this is happening, he's gonna casually stroll down to the street when we get closer towards getting ready to go, and just make sure that the coast is clear. There's not more of these guys vibing nearby, planning an ambush or anything, because he really doesn't trust this at all.
Okay.
Here's how I want the conversation with the fucking bartender to go, right?
Okay, sure. Yeah, we can roleplay this. Earnfried is just sort of like polishing some mugs, and there's a few patrons inside the bar this time of the evening. They're just chatting it up, having a regular old time.
There's a problem. An associate of mine, hitherto unbeknownst to me, was marked for death by a certain church. That person came here, threatened our lives and the lives of everyone in this establishment, and made it very clear they're probably going to destroy this place. And everyone in it, if they can, just to prove a point. So, I apologize sincerely. And in return, I would like to offer you a job as a groundskeeper. You'll be paid probably better than you're paid here, but we're going to need somebody to look after our newly found estate. And I look over at Renato, like behind me, like, I don't know of anyone else who knows a thing or two about keeping up appearances. What do you say?
Earnfried just sort of like sets the mug down, sets the rag down, and just runs his hand over his mostly bald head and just like looks at you with this. It's hard to tell what he's feeling because you literally just told him,
Your life as you know it is over. And you did nothing wrong.
"They'll burn your house to the ground."
How dare you trauma dump on me?
Well, let me get this straight. I'm losing my entire business because of what?
Auctionites. High Inquisitor Auctionites. The kind that don't give a rat's ass about the law in Fremont.
Right. Are you gonna pay me?
Yes.
Are you gonna give me recompense for an entire building going up in smoke?
Yes.
How are you gonna do that?
Installments over time. Yernan is very good at keeping the books. Everything that we make, I'll be setting aside until you're paid off, eventually in full. And you'll be making your own income on the side, so you won't have to worry about going hungry. If you don't want to stick around after that, well then I don't blame you. You can go about your merry way and you'll never have to see me again.
When?
Now.
I should strangle you to death right here.
I understand.
But it wouldn't do any good because I can't squeeze credit out of you if you're dead.
But you can't.
In simpler times, grab all of my expensive alcohol. You're moving that too. I'm not leaving all that.
We can do that. Renato, I have a job that needs doing, and you're just the man for it.
I heard.
Oh, when did you get
Sure.
Oh, shit.
No. If I can make my perception roll fast, assuming he like went for this walk before this discussion happened, because I figure this is like towards the end of after all the packing's happened.
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Yeah, we'll say that this is him after he has strolled down the street. Motherfuck, I'm gonna re-roll that. Getting real tired. Eventually, there'll be a point where I will roll over a base like less than 10. But we will see if it is this day. Motherfucker! Anyway, it's fine. It's just, it's just Foundry. It's just gonna be that way today.
It's been fucking all of us tonight, bro.
For real,
yeah, it's been brutal. So, yeah, no. I guess it's an 11.
So as you're like walking out in the street, the only thing you see is against one of like the massive iron braziers that ignite the street, where the street lamps are a little too expensive to install. They still have these massive iron braziers where they burn at night, and there's usually vagrants and homeless people. I should say homeless people. Vagrants kind of a hostile term for homeless. Lesser to do people sort of huddle around it for warmth, but it's complete. It is shockingly empty, and the only thing you can see sort of like striking against this this orangish red flame that sort of plays upon the packed together buildings is this figure with a hat, wide brim hat, very tall figure, just watching you. You can't make out much else other than that, but you can just see around them. It's like an eclipse. This black figure is illuminated by orange and red that's sort of just dancing around. An imminent threat.
He would walk back, and this conversation would happen. He would chime in. Gentlemen, I hate to bring it up, but the Inquisitor never left. He's out there right now, waiting for us to leave.
I suppose it's about time we get everyone cleared out and form that distraction. Nick, can I make a crafting roll in our escape to try and make, like, do the auctionites have like a symbol that everybody's kind of aware
of? They have a flag. Let me see if I can find it. Something I wrote 3 years ago. Let's see. Gods and religion.
Well, I'm thinking about it. Aegon does live in that inn. Are you guys just gonna like blow up her stuff, or?
I have no idea who's here with their stuff or not, so this is all you guys. I've been elsewhere. I'll take whatever you guys need me to take, but we'll need a cart for this shit. I can't carry all this on my back. I don't have that much.
Also, where are my little henchmen in all of this?
I'd imagine they're waiting around with you. They don't really want to intimidate Pepin. Pepin. Pepsi.
Pepis.
So they're not aware that this is going on then?
No.
Could I make a crafting roll as part of our escape to kind of frame the auctionites, like make the building burn in such a way that it leaves behind a symbol that's associated with them? It's not really framing them. I mean, it was a death threat. Just that guy showing up at my doorstep is a death threat. I understand that, both as a player and I think Flamel would understand that in setting. So I'm trying to get the law involved without actually going to the law.
Thinking about this.
Are y'all burning my stuff or not?
What? How much stuff do you got?
So, I mean, she lives there, so.
Their symbol is, make a religion check. Either of you. You can ask anybody for help.
It depends on how much stuff. Depends on how much stuff you got. 16.
I'm sure it'll fit in the cart.
Their symbol.
I mean, it's
are 2 hands like this, and then 1 like this, like 3 hands, sort of like in a triangular sort of shape.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh yeah, I'll do that with like some kind of we'll take your shit. Don't worry.
Yes.
I'll put some kind of like red phosphorus powder in the basement floor that will burn hotter, so that even like the smoldering ruins all the way down, this symbol will be like set into it. Because I would put money on the local guardsmen of Fremond not knowing the practices of the Inquisitors, but them knowing the symbol of auction, or at least being able to find out what it is, and being aware that there's some Inquisitors that are probably going to be doing some bad things in town, like burn down inns. How awful! Who would do something like that?
Yeah, it's not uncommon knowledge that Gentrov is experiencing a very wicked flight of infighting. The royals and the militaristic side of the state has completely and violently split away from the auctionites. So the auctionites are sort of like rats to a flame. They're operating in darkness and doing the best that they possibly can whilst they're recuperating from the massive pains of another war.
So anything I can do to make those guys' lives a little bit harder, I feel like is probably a net positive for the everyday person of Ordia.
Yes.
The downside is the Auctionites are the best alchemists, doctors, and druggists in the entire continent.
Are
It's
these the guys that I stole the fucking gun plans from?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that's amazing. He was shit talking his own weaponry.
He knew.
Okay. Okay. Well, can we get this crafting roll?
Well, we could say that occurs to Flamel, like that motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Is this an alchemy crafting roll?
Yes.
Cool. So I will get to add my specialty crafting, which I believe is a circumstantial +1.
Yes.
Train. Oh yeah, 21.
Toot. With the 21, yeah, you're not exactly unexperienced with making fires, and you're not unexperienced with making very violent fires. And this whole place could go up in 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. So as I laid out, red phosphorus, getting everything set out in the basement so that it burns from the bottom up, giving everybody that's here the most time possible to get clear. So I'm not killing innocent people here.
Right.
But yeah, definitely gonna get that started, and then the big distraction is gonna come from the little buddy yearning. He's not throwing white phosphorus inside of here. No, he's not doing that. I'm not letting him fucking do that.
So
we'll all die.
Before we go, I have a couple of questions. Because one, like I said, there's no way we're carrying all this shit without a cart. I assume this place has a cart.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Also, you're the own a horse and a cart, which is yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Those are here. That was my only question.
One horse.
Yeah, that's here since we're in town. We were using it for working, but obviously we're here, so it's here too.
Cool. Okay, so if that's the case then. Renato's going to spend his time packing up that cart as discreetly as he can, and making sure the horses are ready to go at a moment's notice.
Out of curiosity, is anybody snooping through Evelyn's belongings?
Nope, don't have time for that.
I am literally picking up your shit and slamming it into this thing.
They stop packing and they're all sitting on the bed reading your journal.
Yeah, we're like, oh, Evelyn's diary.
Oh, dear diary.
Today that's very fair.
We have our knee we're like kicked up at the knees. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and the whole fucking building just burning down.
That's
around
a fair
dude.
point. Renato is not the curious sort with that kind of thing, so he would not. And Flamel sounds like he's busy.
I wanted to ask while I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
That's
a fair thing.
Since apparently everybody is just going into Evelyn's room and like looking through her stuff while she's not there.
I'm looking at like what here do I know she needs? Put everything that I can into the chest, slam it, and then like carrying it down the stairs in a huff.
Just all weapons and then one article of clothing.
All weapons, all clothing, and if you have any papers, they're just going to be gathered together, bound roughly, and then thrown into a bag.
It's mostly notes from what you'd see. It's mostly notes and like news articles and all sorts of like mostly papers.
He would do his best when he's packing these things up to literally stack them like left to right from the desk, like literally like pushing everything into a pile. He's not trying to cause it to be a giant mess, because he doesn't take notes, but he knows how annoying it is to unsort that kind of shit. But also, time's kind of the essence. So, that's about the extent of organization this is going to be. Sorry for your pinboard. I'm sure
it's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to fucking be Charlie from Always Sunny.
So
screaming.
Who is Pepe Silva?
So you guys are
the French guy we met.
It is Pepis.
So you guys are packing up and getting ready to leave the inn, and you ignite the thing in the basement, and as you would expect, Yernan goes out into the middle of the street and just like has this thing of white phosphorus, and he's like setting up this little device. He's like, okay, and then he like has this container of water, and he just like peels it back, and it starts trickling down, and he's just like, he's like running away as fast as he can. Oh, bloody sisters. He's just going, go.
Run! I'm like hanging off the cart, like reaching out my hand to him.
Oh, my legs are too short for this. Bloody hell. He like grabs your arms. It's like massive bright flash. White phosphorus is the thing that they make flashbang grenades with. So like this is eerily bright, loud flash fills the street. You're gone.
Oh yeah, Renato is just gonna, like, the second that goes off, and when everyone is in the cart, he's just going to grab the reins and full on whack, like we're doing like the full on whip crack, get your ass moving. The thing that if you've ever ridden a horse, you know you don't do that, because startling a horse is really dumb and a great way to get yourself killed. And unless you really want to get put on your ass, you don't do this. But this is the only way to go from 0 to 60 on a horse. So he will do that.
0 to 60. This baby can go to 0 to 60 in like 3 hours.
It's only got 1 horsepower.
It's got 1. This baby's got so much horsepower, slaps horse hindquarters, gets folded in half by a kick.
Yeah, we scooting. I think we should probably just head straight to the hideout. Honestly.
Yeah. So you guys
with the bard with God damn it, I'm gonna remember his name. Ernfried, with Ernfried in tow.
Yeah, Ernfried is with you.
He'll do his best to get. Can I make a nature roll in an attempt to get the horse moving even faster?
Yeah, you can make a nature roll. That'd be a nature involves animal handling. Fortunately.
Nature.
There we go.
Nice.
Renato's actually pretty good at this shit.
You've heard talk that Urick's horse is a bit stubborn, but it seems to be in kind of panic, like fight or flight mode, because of the because of the actual flashbang that went off in the middle of the street. And you hear like all these beasts, like different animals, like birds. Birds are like flying away at the sudden massive explosion. There's horses whinnying. There's people screaming like, "What the fuck was that? Oh, Totoro, what the hell?" And it's like people are like, "Shut the fuck up out there! I'm trying to sleep," like shit like that. And this loud ruckus, and this horse is more than willing to comply in this particular regard, and it's moving faster, and you can hear the wagon wheels beating against the cobbles, like it. Yeah, and it's just. The thing running as fast as it possibly can, and earn
together. We can make it this sound set.
But
yeah, he's just
soundboard.
We are our own Sirenscape.
Bro, I'm literally Michael Winslow. Shut up.
Yeah, no, Renato is leaning forward, reins pulled in as tight as he can, and he is basically steering this thing as smoothly as he can, because that's the real issue. It's not, can horse go fast? It's, can horse go fast and not destroy our cart? So we're going quick, and as quick as he can be safe.
Yeah.
Car crashes.
The last thing you hear as you leave the district is just these sharp and shrill whistles of the guard, just like, I'm not gonna impersonate it, but you know what those like old timey police whistles sound like. It's really loud and piercing, like ear bleedingly piercing. And let's flash back over to the girls.
This is probably where I'm gonna need to get off so I can go to bed.
Yeah, this is where I'm gonna end the session. So.
Oh, okay, cool. No worries.
So, the two of you are against Peppine's wishes, against Pepsi's wishes. He is you're snooping around, and there's what are you looking at the? Let's say that you looked at the smaller room first. The smaller room is just a smaller room. It has a single bed in it. There's not really any crime scene there, so to say. And then you make your way. There was a sign of struggle, but it was clear that the murder didn't happen in the room. Happened somewhere in the hallway, because you can see like a trail leading out of the room, and then big splat. And you look up, and there's stains on the ceiling. And as you're heading down, looking at the stains on the ceiling, the door in front of you is completely rugged. The nice polish and paneling has been like torn off, just like shredded, with these massive trowel-like claws. And the door's barely hanging on the hinges, but it's locked.
Not for long. We have
Could I make a quick nature check to maybe identify what type of claws those resemble? Obviously, they're this isn't anything naturally occurring, but I'm trying to draw parallels to things that are naturally occurring to create a profile for this killer.
Okay. So, narrow that down for me real quick. Sorry, I didn't process it very well.
I know that these aren't naturally occurring, like a fucking mountain lion or some guy on meth didn't come in here and do this. This is probably something inhuman.
This is not meth.
I'm trying to make a profile for this killer, so can I make either a nature or an occultism check to draw a parallel to something that I've seen before?
One of them is a lower DC than the other, but I won't say which. You will still get your pursuit lead. Either way.
Alright, well, since I'm already suspecting this is not human, and Evelyn has seen some shit, I'm gonna go ahead and roll occultism. 17.
This thing's not human. There's no way in hell it's human. Or it's like partially human.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, like, what does it resemble that I have already seen? I've already determined that it's...
You're putting some... Yeah, you're putting some things together in your head. Like, okay. So, there's, like, claw marks, there's these massive bite marks and stuff like that. The only thing that makes sense to you from an occultism standpoint is something you've heard of called lycanthropy. Men, as in the old archaic form of men, humans, have had a long string of convening with beasts, becoming beasts, being part beast. And this resembles things that you've read about, you've seen.
Well, then my follow-up question would be, do we know when these killings took place and in what time window?
What you've learned is that the first killing happened 2 weeks ago, and then within the previous 2 weeks of that window, there have been 2 more murders. They're not really spaced out in a way that makes sense. There's not like a sort of gap that makes sense. So you're sort of confused at the way that, like, you can't line it up with the moons. I know that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
It doesn't line up. It doesn't add up. So you're trying... It resembles lycanthropy, and that's the closest possible thing that you can draw a connection to, but that's the one thing that doesn't make sense. The lunar cycle's not being right.
Okay.
But you are in front of this last door. It is getting late. You can feel a sort of chill in the breeze where the window is open to let some of the stale and sullied air out.
Right, well, get my gas car.
Well, if I die, don't touch my stuff. Open the door.
Same to you, I suppose.
The door opens and you can tell it just sort of like it's only hanging on by one hinge. And inside of the room, the floor is completely covered in scratch marks, and you can tell these aren't scratch marks from the thing that you've identified to cut things. They're human scratch marks. Desperation. And deeper in the room, it is dark. The window is open, and I believe you both have dim light vision.
Yes.
Are either of you holding a lantern, or are you just relying on what little light is coming in through the night in the windows?
I would assume the light, because on the off chance Pepe's not asleep. I don't want to miss this.
Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah, well...
I mean, if we can both see in the dark pretty well, we should...
You can see in dim light.
We can... Yeah, well, the point is we can see, because there's light coming in through the window and through the hallway.
So, you have an oil lantern, or you're just relying on darkness completely?
Darkness. Or whatever natural light.
Low light, yeah, natural light, low light. So we aren't seen snooping, since we're not really supposed to be here.
Okay. You spend some good time snooping through the room. It's smaller than the biggest one. The bed's all torn. This room is in absolute disarray. The bed is broken. The walls and the ceilings have claw marks on them and spatters of blood, and there's still some viscera remaining. This is very recent. The stench of blood has been seldom removed from the room, even with the open windows and the stench of lye trying to remove said sense, but it is very fresh. Past 2 days. It was no wonder that editor got a hold of you guys as soon as he did. It's happened again and again. And now again.
Like the one grunts and smell of decay hit her nostrils and cover her nose and her mouth.
You know that the body is not still in the room.
Yeah, well, she is very sensitive, so.
But there's like a tarp on the floor where you presume the body was.
All right, well, she's gonna go first, since, obviously Kaya doesn't want to go first, and she's gonna,
I'm a bit squishier.
I'll just hang back here. It's fine.
In the shadows.
Yeah. Okay. I'll use the, she'd lean in and, before I step in, I'll go ahead and make a perception check, because this is giving me the heebie-jeebies. If they can hear anything in here.
The only thing you hear is the sound of the floorboards protesting both of your weight.
Okay, I'm gonna use my hatchet and move the tarp. Get a look at whatever it's covering.
The floorboards are crunched in. Like pushed in. Like something slammed into them and they're broken and splintered. And you can see that they went through to like the ceiling of the next floor.
So is there just a hole in the ground, or is there just a large indentation?
It's an indentation that has like a small hole that's sort of like dug in. It's about a foot in diameter. It's a pretty, it's big enough to be like, that's a decent sized hole. Like, and it's slammed into the floor. It's also near the center of the room. Like near the bed, the broken and torn asunder bed.
Okay, I get the feeling I'm gonna instantly regret this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And she's gonna get down on her hands and knees and stick her head through there and see what she can see.
Okay. Most of all, you get the sense of like the coppery tinge of the humors meets the nose. And Kaya, what are you doing as she's sticking her head in the ground?
I'm keeping a lookout, not only for Pepe, but for the ghost dog.
Ghost dog.
I've got a dagger in my mouth, dagger in one hand, and a gun in the other, and I'm just doing a circle.
Is that what you do with your third attack? You just sort of stab somebody with the knife in your mouth?
Yep.
Punch them with your mouth.
It saved my life before.
Well,
So,
he was laying on me and he twitched and it scared the shit out of me.
Good. There's a sort of like breeze that enters the room and it like flutters the curtains that are essentially just rags at this point. And Kaya, you see Evelyn, she's got her head down in this hole, and Evelyn, you swear you see something just a little bit out of your reach. Just a little bit out of your reach. But you can't quite see, because it is too dark now for you to use that benefit from that dim light vision. But you can see it. You can see something of interest that whoever the guards that were here, they missed it.
Let me check my inventory. I'm sure I have a light or something. I have a torch and flint and steel.
Okay.
So she's gonna be explaining what her thought process and what's going on to Kaya, and she's gonna fill her in about how this only thing that she can compare it to is lycanthropy, which may not be true because the moon cycles are wrong, but it's just what it looks like to her.
Mm-hmm. Don't know much about that myself.
Are you gonna try to reach for this thing?
First what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strike up this torch so I can see properly.
Okay. Well, sticking a torch down in a wooden hole is a product.
Come here.
It is a.
Hold this.
I'm the kid with the flashlight.
Yeah.
Don't set my hair on fire. Just gonna angle it so I can see better. Yeah, I'm gonna reach for it, and I'm gonna regret it. Give it here.
You can kind of make it out. It's a bit unusual at first, but it looks like it's round, like a head, and you sort of like you're reaching for it, and you like touch it, and it's hard, and you sort of hook your fingers into it. For a colloquial reference, a bowling ball. You can kind of like feel two eyes. You start pulling it back and dragging it across, and the torchlight goes out.
I didn't do that.
So Kaya, Evelyn, you like pull your head out, I'm assuming, as fast as possible.
Yeah.
The both of you whip around to just hear and the door shuts, and you see this figure with the glowing eyes just looking down at you, and that's where we're gonna end the session.
Oh, that's some good pathfinding right there. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It is some good pathfinding.
Woo! That was a fucking awesome session, Nick. Hell yeah.
Thank you. I know we didn't have combat, but I've obviously set up combat for next session. That's pretty much all we're gonna be doing. So
I'm big on pacing, so that was a big whole bunch of setup for some crazy shit. That was cool as fuck, bro.
That's fun.
I love this game. It's hard to do like a lot of improv for Pathfinder, but you get a stat block, you can go from there. So
it's good shit, bro.
Thank you. I genuinely enjoy running this game, but I couldn't run this game without my players, so I'd like to pass it off to them. And I'm going to start with Omni first and work to the left. Omni, you're muted.
I said something witty about being the first Omnitech this time, too. Hello, everyone. I'm the last Omnitech, your favorite robot American. And you guys can catch me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TheLastOmnitech. I'm on Twitter, same thing, same handle, all one word. I'm also on Instagram now, probably more frequently than I am on Twitter at this point, because Instagram doesn't punish me nearly as much as Twitter does. And yeah, you guys can catch me. I do world building, rule smithing, art streams, and I also run a Pathfinder 2e campaign, Wild Skies of Eternia, our Lighter Than Air Pathfinder 2e campaign. We have multiple members of that campaign here on this channel. We do that every other Thursday. Other than that, you guys can catch me on this Wednesday on DM Studios running Mouse Guard, which I'm super excited for. Our players did a lot of crazy stuff, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. Other than that, you can catch me on every other Saturday on Derek's channel running Legacy First Flight, the first live play of my 20 years in making TTRPG setting and system. And other than that, you can find me here on DM Studios because these guys are great and I like playing in their games. Other than that, that's me. Thank you, Red. Much love. I always love playing in your games, buddy.
Thank you, man. You're always a treat to have.
Thank you.
Natalie?
Hey guys, like Omni said, you can find me Wednesday on Derek's channel playing Mouse Guard. Super excited for that. And then Saturday, the whole gang will be back for Covet. Also very excited for that. And then the following Saturday, more Covet. And that's about it. I am probably soon going to be starting an Instagram page. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, so whenever I do that.
You're not missing much.
It'd just be nice to have like a central place for all my art in case anyone is interested in seeing it. But
yeah, I'm about done with Twitter personally.
Bro, it is. Oh.
Yeah.
For so many reasons. For so many reasons.
Sure.
Understandably so. Regardless, I do appreciate you, Natalie. Thank you for always being a good bit of comedic relief in these tense sessions.
I'll try and be a little bit more serious this upcoming one.
Oh, I really do appreciate it.
But I had a lot of fun, so thank you.
Thank you. Dim.
Hi, I'm Derek. I'm burning down your bars and ruining your lives. Offering you a new job at the same time, though.
Capitalism.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for having me, Nick. This was great. Had a great time. fun session, super fun session. Yeah, man. You can find me hosting actual plays, or over here, or on Omni's channel, pretty much every day, except for Sundays. But yeah, next time I'll be live, I think is tomorrow. We're gonna be doing Jackbox over here, right?
I work tomorrow, so I found out that I cannot do that, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Sorry
No
about
worries.
Nah, it happens.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Well, then in that case, then the next time we'll be live is going to be Wednesday with some Muscard hosted by the Last Omnitect at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Thursday, nope, we had a Tannery this last week, so I don't have a stream this Thursday. Darker Stars will be on this Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will not be there. I'm going to see one of my Air Force buddies who I have not seen in, like, he also taught at the same school that I taught, that I teach at. So I definitely want to go see him because I haven't seen him in a while, and he's been out of town for a minute. So he's going to be in town. I'm going to go hang out with him. And then on Saturday, you can catch us live at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time with Booty, and then 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time with Covet Syndicate. And then next Monday, nope, nothing next Monday, right? Yeah, that's it. Thank you for having me, man. Had a great time.
Thank you, man. Always appreciate you. Glad to be a part of this community and glad to be a part of your games.
Oh, yeah, same, buddy. Same.
And last, but certainly not the least, the love of my life.
Aww.
At least.
Not the least.
Not the least.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty much the whole reason I wrote this setting in the first place.
Well, everybody, I'm Elise. I've been playing Evelyn. And I am on Twitter, Queen of Swords D&D, but just very casually, honestly. Twitter's been punishing me for a long time. I'm not entirely sure why, but the algorithm just doesn't like me anymore. And you know what? I don't like Twitter. It's icky, stinky, no good.
No good.
So I'm probably just gonna find another platform like Instagram or Pinterest to be posting my art. And anyway, I really love playing in games with everybody here. It's genuinely the highlight of my week. It's great. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Y'all are the best.
Absolutely agree.
Best playgroup I've ever been a part of, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, honey. I have been Red. One of the 3 primary colors, content creator, Twitch and Twitter, all that stuff. If you don't know who I am, go follow me on Twitter. I talk about who I am all the time. Working on a bunch of stuff in the background. Work sort of slowed me down a little bit, and medical bills and all the typical bullshit. But figuring it out bit by bit. Just got a promotion and all that at work if you care about that kind of shit. So hopefully get all that stuff paid off, move into a new place by September, and I'll get back to doing like actual content creation that I like. Writing books. I want to start writing a book when I get moved in. That's kind of a goal I have for myself. I have a novel that'll come out eventually. I'm in no rush to release it. Honestly, I've been thinking about adding to it. No, I shouldn't. But science fiction, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we're gonna be live again on Thursday with the long-awaited return of Call of Cthulhu Rapture, a zombie apocalypse Call of Cthulhu game. We left off on a very tense note, as I am apt to do. And yeah, that'll be at 2 p.m. CST. Like I said, this Thursday. That features Omni here. That also features Kat the Lore Mistress, Alakazam, and Ty Artemis, who Artemis has done the music so far for the show. And yeah, I just wanted to say once again, because I don't feel like I say this enough, I very much appreciate every single one of you guys that take the time to even just open my stream and just have it open in a tab while you're doing something else. Like, that means a lot to me. It is astronomical. It's insane to think that people actually want to watch or listen to the things that I do or make. You know, it's a privilege, and
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative of it, and keeps me going.
Same. Shit rules, man.
Awesome.
Ditto.
But what else? I wanted to thank Tales from the Table Studio for the raid. Much love to you. I appreciate you very much. Good to see you. I see you all the time raiding into Derek's chat, and Derek raids into you all the time, and it's good to see you. So I very much appreciate you. And shout out to Natisha, Shady Sale. Please check out her work. She was very kind to give me 5 gift subs, and she's also been very supportive of me in these less than optimal financial endeavors that I've had to deal with this past month. So thank you. And let me see if there's anybody we can raid out into.
-2 charisma is playing some TTRPGs.
Sure, I can raid into -2 crew. Let's see. All right. -2 are friends of the channel. If you know Soul, you know -2 crew. So please stick around, say hello, tell them Red said hello as well, because I'm going to go ahead and get off. And yeah, I appreciate you guys very much, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Thursday in full costume and with a candle in front of me.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, I'm all spooky. Night, everybody.
Good night.